Bilbao against Athletic Club. Gavin Wallace will be keeping an eye on this one for us. Hi, Gavin.
Yeah, good evening, Kelly. I'm really looking forward to this one tonight, but I really feel like I'm saying the same thing as what John Akers and what Conor McNamara are saying. Hey, but this genuinely is Rangers' season. Can't win the Scottish Cup. They can't win the league, obviously. So this is huge for them, and they really have to put all their eggs into the one basket tonight. And I don't just say that because we're close to Easter. I actually genuinely mean that tonight. But on the road in Europe, they've only lost one game away. That was at Old Trafford. They've got a great record as well. I touched on that at the top of the programme. They've progressed from 6 of their 10 UEFA competition quarter-finals and won 5 of their last 6 Europa League two-legged ties. They've made 3 changes. Diomande, Ridvan and Suter coming in, of course, proper, really making it difficult for them last week. But they snuffed out the 2 Nico brothers, the Williams brothers, sorry. Nico starts tonight as well. Berenguer starts this evening. And I think what they have to do is they've got to keep it really tight for 10-15 minutes. They've got to be careful and nothing silly tonight. And obviously with Robin Proper not playing, then hopefully they won't have that. It's big for them tonight. And I've just got a wee feeling they could do something, Kelly.
Gavin, as you said, it is a big game for Rangers, potentially another season-defining game for a British team in European action tonight. And the Rangers interim head coach, Barry Ferguson, has been speaking about exactly what this fixture means.
You're in the quarter-final and you've got a brilliant opportunity. I think the game's wide open, as I've mentioned after last Thursday's game. So, yep, these are the games you want to be involved in as a football player and also as a manager. So, but we're looking forward to it. But we also understand that we're up against a very good team who have got a very good home record. So we will need to be really prepared. We've worked pretty hard over the last couple of days. So we're obviously looking forward to the game now.
Plenty of Rangers fans looking forward to this one as well, and plenty have headed over to Bilbao, as has former Rangers and Scotland striker Stephen Naismith. You've been enjoying the atmosphere, Stephen?
Yes, I have so. The weather's been good, a fantastic stadium, and the Rangers support have travelled in numbers with optimism in the air.
I mean, there is a real sense of optimism. Does a lot of that come from the fact that Rangers performers, particularly in that first leg at Ibrox, after going down to 10 men, were so determined and so resolute that if they do that again and just manage to get a goal in there as well, that should be enough for them?
Yeah, I think most of Rangers' best performances this season have come in Europe, and whether that being in the home games, but more eye-catching have been their away performances, the discipline, the understanding of their defensive shape, and then they've carried a threat when they've had possession. So that's what gives them optimism. I think they are coming up against the favourites in the tournament, and rightly so. Last week their performance wasn't at the level that everybody expected, so I'd expect that challenge to be tougher from Athletic Club this week. But Rangers do have a couple of important players back in John Suter and Diomande.
Yeah, and just tell me about the difference that makes in having Suter and Diomande back in the side, and how much of a better chance it gives Rangers.
Well, they're two of probably their most consistent performers this season. They've got experience. And that's what looking at a team sheet with 8 guys on it is definitely a better quality team. But under no illusions, this is a big task tonight. I think the comfort of not knowing they don't need to win the game, they can let it go extra time. I was involved in the final, so the defensive side of the game needs to be on top performance from the off, but they don't need to chase the game.
No, and part of that brilliant defensive performance is like Liam Kelly with the 82nd minute penalty save in the first leg, and again they're going to need another big game from him.
Yeah, I think as that night went on, after the red card, it just seemed to feel as if it was going to be Rangers' night in terms of some of the things that happened. They get the goal, but it gets chopped off, but then there's a penalty given and it's saved, and there was a real determination in the Rangers' performance. But as I said, the defensive side of the game needs to be, they need to be really switched on, because Athletic Club's attacking players last week probably didn't perform anywhere near their capabilities, and I would expect home comforts tonight that will be different. So it's going to be a challenge, but there is optimism in there.
We should talk about the level of that challenge, and I know you've mentioned it a few times, Stephen, because Athletic are the only team with a 100% home record in this season's Europa League. It's going to have to be something special in order to get the victory and for Rangers to progress.
Yeah, it is, but even if you look at the domestic form, they're sitting fourth in the table. They've got the best defensive record in La Liga. This is a top quality team. They're the favourites for this top competition, and you've got some of the teams that are left in it, Lyon, Man United, Tottenham. It tells you the level that the Athletic Club are playing at, and they've got one of the most exciting talents in Nico Williams. They've got his brother in attack as well, and so they've got a real threat. And I think last week's performance didn't show that, and as I said, the fans have got real optimism, and I think just knowing that threat's going to be there is going to be the challenge.
So what do you think? What's your gut telling you ahead of this one?
I think the first 15 minutes are key. I think if Rangers can retain possession when they have it and not give up possession quickly, dictate the tempo of the game early on, that gives them a good foundation. But Athletic Club will definitely want to start fast in this magnificent stadium, and that's this game will be seen in steps. Get past the first 15 minutes. Can we get into half time with our performance good? Don't think about goals or anything like that. Just get the performance to half time, and then as the game develops, that's when pressure builds on the opposition from the fans if it's not going their way, or if they have a lead, how they retain that to the end of the game. So it'll be these wee small details that they'll look into, but I think this might just be one step too far for them.
It is a magnificent ground, as you said, and it is going to be the venue for the final of this competition. Rangers will be hoping that they can progress this evening. Stephen, thank you so much. Try and keep a lid on the nerves till kick-off.
Thank you.
Thank you very much to Stephen Naismith. All of those 3 Europa League matches kick off at 8 o'clock. Chelsea are in Conference League action tonight as well. They're very comfortable. They've got a 3-0 lead as they go into tonight's quarter-final second leg against Legia Warsaw at Stamford Bridge. Sahel Sahi is there. Should be a breeze, Sahel.
Yeah, it should be, Kelly. It should be a formality, really. An exercise in squad rotation and safe passage into the semi-finals. The hard work was completed in Poland last Thursday night, with the second half proving decisive. Noni Madueke coming off the bench to score twice, and 19-year-old academy graduate Tyreek George, he scored his first ever senior goal for Chelsea. Winning this competition will give Chelsea a route into the Europa League next season, a position they currently occupy via the Premier League. And Enzo Maresca, he's named a strong 11, by the way, with the likes of captain Reece James, Nicholas Jackson and Cole Palmer all starting.
Sahel, thank you very much. There's one game in League Two tonight as well. Bradford City would go top of the table if they win at home to Notts County. At the University of Bradford Stadium, Nick Hatton.
And Kelly, how much would Bradford City boss Graham Alexander give for a straightforward 3 points on the back of the chaos of their 5-4 defeat at Swindon on Saturday? A straight red card and 2 own goals doing for City. It saw them slip 3 points off leaders Port Vale and just a point inside the automatic promotion place. As Notts County arrive here in 6th, 4 points off 3rd, having lost their last 2 matches, but County have had the better of recent results between these two sides, winning the last 3. Victory tonight though for City will be their first over County since December 2014. Team news wise, 2 changes for City, with Anthony Sarcevic coming in for the suspended Richie Smallwood. Notts County make 4, amongst them 5-goal winger Jody Jones in for Charlie Whittaker.
Cheers, Nick. And on 5 Sports Extra from 7:45, you can listen to live commentary of Wakefield against Castleford in Rugby League Super League. Kickoff there is at 8. Leading our commentary at the DIY Kitchen Stadium will be Sharon Shortle.
Yeah, and it's rivals round this weekend in Super League, and whenever there are derby games, there are always extra levels of intensity. And with just 8 miles separating these two towns, there is some history between them as well that's really lifted that feeling. Well, tonight it's Wakefield who start as favourites, having won 3 games already on their return to Super League. Cass have won just 1 so far, but arrive at Wakefield knowing that they are still looking for a first home win. So Cass could have a chance to kickstart their season. Well, on top of all of this, Wakefield coach Darryl Powell is a former Cass coach, and there are former teammates now facing each other too this evening. So it's not just points to stake, Kelly, tonight, it'll be local pride as well.
All the subplots. Sharon, thank you very much for that. Wakefield Castleford is live on 5 Sports Extra from 7:45. Updates here on 5 Live from 8 o'clock. We'll head back to the night's football very shortly, but we're going to talk boxing for now. And there were some strong words from Chris Eubank Sr. ahead of next Saturday's bitter grudge fight between his son and Conor Benn at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Eubank Sr. has described the fight as a disgrace, as Benn is going up 2 weight classes for the fight, something Eubank says could cost Benn his career. Eubank Sr. has been speaking to 5 Live Boxing's Steve Bunce.
Trust me when I tell you, okay, this fight doesn't happen because it breaks the rules. And the rules, what people don't understand is that the rules has power around it. Those rules are made to safeguard fighters. As I
weight categories.
Weight, that's right. You know, so we heard this Conor Benn, who said on Piers Morgan, for this one fight, I'm going up to 160, and then I'm going to come back down to 147. Do the rules not apply to him? Well, if it's clearly not, then the personification of the behavior is what I've exemplified over these 35 years. Michael Watson, the same. But more so because he's the one who is disabled. He's the one, look at him. The pain he's going through. To walk this walk.
Walk a mile.
The pain he's going through it makes me emotional.
I can tell.
I don't say I've cried enough because I'll always cry. But I need to get this message across. Who are we? You know, we are Great Britain. You know, the Queensberry rules were born here in the United Kingdom. How is it we are not following the rules? 147 fights, 147.
Have you reached out to your son to talk about it?
My son doesn't listen to me. He said of me the other day, he said, oh, my dad, you know, mental health. As in trying to actually...
apologise.
No, not apologise, but say, well, my dad's not really straight in his head. He is, and Conor is riding on the backs of the fathers. And it's disgraceful because the weights are wrong and the rules have to be adhered to. If they're not adhered to, it'll become a circus that will not even be recognisable. I'm talking about boxing. It won't be recognisable. Here's this young man, Conor, swearing like he's a possessed drunk. So where are these rules gone? Which made boxing a sport where people could watch and say, wow, oh, look at Eubank. He's going all the way. He doesn't stop even though he's being killed. Look at what Watson's doing to Eubank. Look at what Benn's doing. So we've set this standard which is being trashed by these guys who only know what they call instant gratification. You know, this is the noble art. And to build yourself into a fighter of note, you have to go through the proper procedure. But the rules is what makes fighting, it builds better fighters. What you see here today happening really slaps in their faces how deplorable these guys are. The code has to be adhered to. And the Boxing Board of Control have a job to do, more so than them. You, the journalists, you have a job. You've got to keep everybody in line.
That was Chris Eubank Sr. talking to 5 Live Boxing's Steve Bunce. And Steve joins us now. As you pointed out during the interview, Buncey, he was very emotional in that interview. And it's understandable. He mentioned Michael Watson. He talked about the effect that's had on him and the condition in which Michael Watson has had to live the remainder of his life. So do you have sympathy or empathy with Chris Eubank Sr.?
I have understanding with what Chris Eubank Sr. said there. I have understanding of every single word he said. I have to say, just to point out that as he was talking, his right hand was mostly on the arm of a portable chair that Michael Watson was sitting in. We were at a charity event, a launch of a charity event called Michael's Mile, and the sun was out, and we were right outside Buckingham Palace. And as he was talking, he had his hand on Watson's portable chair, with Watson occasionally touching his arm. So if you felt and you heard some emotion in his voice, you should have been there. It was quite moving. I have a lot of understanding with what he's saying with men and women moving across weights in boxing. That, of course, can be hazardous. It can be dangerous, and it can cause problems. However, one of the greatest boxers to jump across weights was, unfortunately, Chris Eubank. In his last 2 fights, he gained 19 pounds, jumped across 2 weights and fought for a world title. So it's not something new. It's just that Chris has this feeling, this understanding of what it means to be a warrior, a fighting warrior, the ethics, the code, and he's big on it. And that's what you could hear in his voice, Kelly.
And he also talked more broadly, I think, about the direction of travel of boxing. And I think we've talked about this a lot, especially around some of the fights that have felt a bit gimmicky. He said, people just want instant gratification. They want the numbers right in front of them. Is there a conversation happening right now in boxing about where it goes next? Is he tapping into something bigger than just this fight?
Yeah, Chris Eubank. Sometimes he gets people sort of just refuse, sort of just to do away with what he said, try and reject what he says. Well, sometimes you need to listen carefully, like you did, and you're absolutely right. There is a conversation that needs to be had in boxing, not just the gimmicky fights led by guys like Jake Paul and Tommy Fury having ridiculous fights for millions and millions, but some of the other fights that are being constantly proposed, where men are jumping across 2 and 3 weights because it makes sense, because they have some kind of social media grudge. These are licensed fighters, men that may, or even women that may even hold a world championship belt. And so there is a conversation that needs to be had. People might be having it in private, but they're certainly not having it in public. And Chris is right. There is a potential direction where boxing could go down this ridiculous rabbit hole where we have a very popular fighter at 1 weight jumping up 2 weights or 3 weights, and a very popular fighter at another weight going down 1 weight, and we're having it at catch weight with some kind of organisation throwing some kind of ridiculous fancy, fresh crocodile skin belt at it. And I kid you not, with $1 million worth of rhinestone diamonds on it, for God's sake. That's very possible. So Chris has nailed that on the head. It was great. It's always great to speak to him. And sometimes you can go on a little bit, let's not mince our words, but every now and again there are golden nuggets in what Chris Eubank delivers.
He said his son doesn't listen to what he has to say, and their relationship is strained between Chris Eubank Sr. and Junior. Will he be there to watch his son fight against Conor Benn at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium next Saturday?
He told me no yesterday afternoon, and in the morning at 8 o'clock at a gym in Surrey, his nephew Harlem Eubank told me no. However, I just have a feeling as this fight builds next week up to the 70,000 people being inside Tottenham Hotspur's stadium to watch it on Saturday week, I just have a feeling, and as the presence of Nigel Benn, who will be on his son Conor's shoulder throughout the week, I just can't see how Eubank Sr., despite what he said, will not make an appearance, if only to try and make converts of the media and the other people there into believing that what's actually happening or going to happen is wrong, in the sense that he doesn't believe this fight between a welterweight and a middleweight should happen. It happens all of the time. I've got no great problem with the fight happening, but I do understand what Chris Eubank's complaint is. So my gut feeling, Kelly, and I'm not a gambling person, but I would probably put a 5 pence on him showing up at some point, certainly in the Tottenham area, let's put it that way.
Last of the big spenders, Bunsey. Pleasure to talk to you, as always. Thank you very much.
You.
And we'll be able to hear lots more from Chris Eubank Sr. with Steve in a 5 Live boxing podcast, which you can download from BBC Sounds. Elsewhere in sport today, the most eye-catching match in the first round of the World Snooker Championship will be Ronnie O'Sullivan against Ali Carter. O'Sullivan has yet to confirm if he'll take part. He hasn't played competitively since snapping his cue at the Championship League in January. It starts on Saturday across the BBC. Former Ireland fly half Johnny Sexton will join Andy Farrell's British and Irish Lions coaching team for this summer's tour of Australia. We'll hear more on this at half-time in Manchester United's game against Lyon. And in cricket, Indian Premier League, England's Will Jacks was named player of the match for Mumbai Indians as they beat Sunrisers Hyderabad by 4 wickets. The big football story today, away from the live action in the Europa League, Liverpool captain Virgil van Dijk has signed a new 2-year contract with the club. He said, "It was always Liverpool. It was always in my head. It was always the plan. There wasn't any doubt in my head that this is the place to be for me and my family. Someone called me the other day an adopted Scouser. I'm really proud to hear these things. It gives me a great feeling. Rennie Merlenstein and Andros Townsend are with us. Andros, if it was always Liverpool, he might have let people know a bit sooner.
I think with the Van Dijk situation, it was probably more Liverpool trying to get value for money. He's 32 or 33, however old he is, and they're trying to figure out, is he going to fall off a cliff? Are we going to be paying a 35-year-old the highest salary we've ever paid, and his performance is a drop? So I think that was in that sense was probably the delay in Virgil and Mo in the end signing on. But two major coups for Liverpool, that one.
Rennie, is there an argument that although Salah may have been more of a headline re-signing, Van Dijk is potentially more important to Liverpool?
No, they both are, Kelly. Absolutely both are, because you take Salah out of Liverpool, you have 25 plus goals walking away, and you don't replace that so easy. So he is as equally important up front as Virgil is at the back, and it's a great move for Arne Slot. He's had a really good season behind him already, and it would have tested him if he would have gone into that next season with both and Virgil and Salah and even Trent not there. So in this case, having them signed on is a really good for Liverpool.
I think Liverpool as well, they've got the blanket of the Saudi League. So if next season Salah his performances start to dip, they know they can get 30-40 million still from the Saudi League. So I think that helps the situation as well in terms of those two players getting what they wanted in terms of years.
It's clever business, Andros. Yeah. I think it's clever business.
Yeah.
Van Dijk will be in action as Liverpool take on Leicester on 5 Live Premier League Sunday from 4:30. If they beat Leicester and Arsenal earlier lose at Ipswich, Liverpool could be crowned champions on Sunday. Our main focus tonight, though, is the silverware of the Europa League. It's Manchester United against Lyon kicking off at 8 o'clock. Let's hear from United centre-back Harry Maguire, and he's optimistic about what his team can achieve in this competition.
It's been a disappointing season. There's no doubt about it. From the start of the season, we've been far too inconsistent. I think the performances have picked up of late. However, I still think there's key aspects in the game where us players have got to take more responsibility and got to change them in our favour. There's been a lot of games that have been 50-50 and we've ended up on the bad end of a result, and that's something that we do need to work on as a team, as a group of players. But of course, big game, Old Trafford, European night, and one that we're looking forward to. There's no doubt about it that if we do win the Europa League, it's still going to be a disappointing season for us players, but winning that would be a big bonus. Playing for this club demands trophies, and winning the Europa League would be a special trophy to win. Of course, it gives us access to the Champions League next season, something that we obviously can't gain through the Premier League because our results haven't been good enough. So no, it's important that we win trophies at this club. Every competition that we play in, we've got to try and win, and this is the only competition that we're left in, and it's one that we're looking forward to.
That was Harry Maguire, and as you've been hearing, Rennie Merlenstein is with us, as is Andros Townsend, and at Old Trafford this evening, Paul Robinson. Rennie, we talk about just a few moments ago Virgil van Dijk signing for Liverpool and how they're already building for the future and for the next phase of the club. In terms of how Manchester United shape the years ahead, Champions League qualification on a practical level, as much as Harry Maguire talks about the glory of silverware, on a practical level, this is crucially important for United.
Absolutely, because Amorim has, I'm sure, ideas in his head how we would like to shape up the team, and the Europa League or getting into the Champions League is going to be defining, because there's going to be discussions about, I think Harry Maguire's contract is running out. Are they going to give him another contract? You can say, well, probably not. But if they don't get in the Champions League, if they don't win the Europa League, say, okay, who's available and who does want to come to Manchester United and has the quality, to play for a club like Manchester United. So it might also be, excuse me, maybe a catch-22 that maybe, Amorim is forced maybe on almost to say, well, let's give Harry another contract, because otherwise we are running short of experienced defenders again.
I think with Man United, it's not really about the quality. They've always signed quality players. I think it's more about signing players with the mental toughness to play for a club the size of Man United. We've seen players leave United this season and go on, Anthony, Rashford, Jadon Sancho at times, and go on and produce what we know they can produce. But Man United need to get players who can do it at the highest level under the highest scrutiny, which unfortunately playing for Man United brings. So I think it's more about the mental side rather than the quality that Man United need to focus on this summer.
And Paul, Harry Maguire's been under as much scrutiny as anybody in his time at Manchester United, and it looked as though he was coming to the end of his time there, but Ruben Amorim seems to see the value in him.
And I think he likes him the way that he plays in that back three. Yes, he's been brought in and out of the side, but generally when there's a big game that comes along, he sits in the middle alongside Mazraoui and Lenny Yoro. There's no coincidence that I think this is the same side that started the game against Lyon, and Harry Maguire generally tends to start those type of games. I think he's still got a lot to give. I think he's got certain flaws in his game, but I think if you surround him with good players, with quicker players, let's say, we know he's not the quickest on the turn, his recovery runs, etc. But if you've got the likes of Mazraoui and Yoro either side of him, and you protect him, there's still a role for him at Manchester United.
And he tends to look to Maguire and Bruno Fernandes in particular, René, as the players who can lead for him on the pitch.
Yes, I think obviously Bruno always tries to lead by example with his intensity, with his runs, with his contributions in a positive way going forward. He always thinks forward, looks forward, tries to play forward and contributes to scoring goals. I think Harry might be a little bit more vocal. He will talk a little bit more, I think, in comparison to Bruno. But yeah, that has been a question as well. Has Man United really got the leaders that stand up when things are getting tough? Well, tonight is probably another occasion where we'll see if that's going to happen.
Where did the goals come from, Andros, for Manchester United? Rasmus Højlund with just one in his last 26 Manchester United games.
I think that's the biggest problem. That's why they're languishing at the bottom of the table. I think, especially in the first leg, watching the first leg, they controlled large parts of that game. It was just the final end product or putting the ball in the back and the net that they struggled with, else they could have had 3 or 4. But Rasmus Højlund's a top player. Garnacho at times has shown he's a top player. We know Bruno Fernandes can score very important goals. So there's definitely enough players on that pitch that can score them goals, even if they are struggling with injuries in the background and form and fitness.
Yeah, the injury of Joshua Zirkzee as well, another one that Manchester United is, even if the numbers weren't necessarily there for Zirkzee, René, it's just another option that's gone for Amorim.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has scored a few important goals, but like Andros said, that has definitely been the problem so far. Yes, they've still got individuals that can turn up, but by and large they always had to rely on Bruno. And God forbid, because if I would be Lyon, I would be looking at that, in terms of, say, who is their danger man, try to nullify him, and what has United then got to give. So yeah, it's a bit of a problem for them.
Andros, what difference do you think that, in terms of the complexion of this game, does it make with that late equaliser in the first leg at Lyon?
Yes and no, because they're still taking an advantage in a way back to Old Trafford. To come back to Old Trafford on level terms sort of gives them an advantage in the second leg. But of course it would have been amazing to be so close to winning 2-1 and bringing a lead back to Old Trafford. But I still think the advantage is with Man United rather than Lyon.
3 big Europa League ties for us this evening. The commentary game is at Old Trafford for Manchester United against Lyon. Rangers are in action in Bilbao. Gavin Wallace.
2,800 Rangers fans in blue, white and red, sunglasses and shorts will be dreaming, Kelly, of what tonight could be for their season. It's their season now, and their team are in a great position at 0-0.
Tottenham start the night level at 1-1 at Eintracht Frankfurt. John Akers.
Spurs' whole season all boils down to this 90 minutes. Kulusevski is fit again. He's on the bench. There's no Son. He's injured, with Ange Postecoglou's future potentially on the line.
And Manchester United starting at 2-2 against Lyon at Old Trafford. You can hear the build-up. You can hear the DJ playing all those familiar songs at Manchester United, which, René, I'm sure you remember from your time there. Worth pointing out, the other one that's been getting an airing tonight is Rihanna, What's My Name, because of the line Onana, to show their support for the Manchester United goalkeeper, who is back in the starting lineup for Manchester United tonight. What do they have to do, René, for this game to get the win against Lyon?
Well, they need to start the game strong. They need to start to try to dominate the rhythm and the pace of the game. and be not losing possession. Don't be, because Lyon has got some tricky players that can cause you problems. Because I was a little bit disappointed with Lyon last week. I've expected more, but who knows? They again, there's everything to play for, and they know that if they can hit the right spaces and attack in the right way, they can cause Man United problems. So you don't want them to go. You don't want them to go behind. You want them to go. Build their confidence in the game. Try to get the noses in front and build from there.
Huge tifo at Manchester United. Never going to stop is what it says, with pictures of famous Manchester United captains of the past lifting silverware. They'll be hoping that they can win the Europa League, but to do that, they first of all got to get past Lyon. It was a 2-2 draw last time out at Lyon. This time they go again at Old Trafford, where the pyro is lighting up the skies in Salford. The Europa League anthem about to get underway. Paul Robinson and Conor McNamara are there.
Thanks very much, Kelly. The teams are in the tunnels, about to emerge, and collectively Old Trafford is doing its best here to provide a big match atmosphere. You mentioned that giant tifo. Brian Robson's on there, Wayne Rooney, Rio Ferdinand, Bobby Charlton, Peter Schmeichel, smiling faces, all of them holding aloft trophies and silverware. It's a very pertinent reminder of what is expected around here. If you play for Manchester United, the fans will cheer you on, they will be on your side, but they will demand that silverware will follow. This is it. It's a big, big night for this gloried and storied club that is Manchester United. Tonight, one of the biggest game in charge in this job. The implications of the next few hours here genuinely could be pivotal, not just for saving this season, but arguably setting up Ruben Amorim for next season too. Success in the Europa League can give a much-needed sense of pride around here. It can make the current players believe in themselves a little bit more. It can help attract quality new players to want and come and play here. And crucially, winning this competition can get that much-needed Champions League money for Manchester United next season. It's that knock-on effect that, if anything, just piles even more pressure onto this performance of the players tonight, Paul.
It's a huge game for Manchester United. Can't over-stipulate the importance of this game, not only for Manchester United but for the other British clubs in this competition that are having poor seasons. Manchester United, a very uncharacteristically poor season. Sat 14th in the Premier League, 17 points off Chelsea, who are currently in 6th. The league form has been really poor, domestic cups have been really poor, but their European form has been excellent. They're the only team in this competition still unbeaten.
We just watched the television cameras pan along the faces of the Manchester United players. I mean, to say there's no smiles down there is a massive understatement. They have come business face, maybe with a little bit of trepidation and fear, but I mean, these are sober expressions on the Manchester United players. Feels to me this team realise the enormity of the occasion tonight.
Well, they've come out of the tunnel looking like they mean business tonight, haven't they? There's no jovialness, there's no joking. It's get this done, let's get the handshakes done, get the pictures done, set up in formation and let's get this game underway. Listen, they were the better team arguably in Lyon, and they were very unfortunate not to bring a lead back to Old Trafford, and they'll be fancying the chances tonight, but they know how much rests on this game.
Manchester United, who were seconds away from claiming a win in the first leg in Lyon last week. Andre Onana's late spill allowing Lyon to equalise to bring this 2-2 aggregate scoreline here to Old Trafford. Lyon, who have lost only one of their last 9 games in all competitions, a little bit like Manchester United. They've had a poor campaign by their standards, but they have got their act together in this final third of the campaign, and they're back up into the top 4 in France now. Lyon unbeaten in 8 in Europe, and they've had a decent enough record in recent years when they've come up against English clubs as well. The on-field officials this evening are from Switzerland, led by Sandro Scherer, as both teams name unchanged sides from the first leg. So in at home for the trip to St James's Park of the weekend. Back 3 for Manchester United of Nusayr Mazraoui, Harry Maguire and Lenny Yoro. Dorgu at left wing back, Dalot at right wing back, Casemiro alongside Ugarte in the centre, with Garnacho and Fernandes behind Rasmus Højlund. Højlund, who's never lost to Europa.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Unfortunately, due to rights restrictions...
It is the Europa League or bust if they want to be playing in the Champions League next season. Kick-off just a couple of minutes away here, so we can take a spin through the team news. Both sides unchanged from the 2-2 first leg draw in Lyon last week. The big news from Manchester United, though, is that Andre Onana returns to the starting 11 after being dropped for his two howlers in that game. He's in front of a back four of Noussair Mazraoui, Harry Maguire, Lenny Yoro and Patrick Dorgu. It's Diogo Dalot, Manuel Ugarte, Casemiro and Alejandro Garnacho in midfield, with Rasmus Højlund and Bruno Fernandes in attack. The Lyon side unchanged. Luca Perry in goal, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Clinton Mata, Moussa Nakate and Nicolas Tagliafico in defence. It's a midfield trio of Jordan Vertu, Colton Teluso and Paul Akuku. And it's Thiago Almada, Georges Mikatadze and Ryan Cherki in attack. And we are underway here in the first few seconds. I have to apologise any Manchester United fans tuning in for this evening, but we are all set and in position as Onana gets his first touch of the ball, and that's a rather heavy pass to the edge of his own penalty area for Harry Maguire, but it's kept by Manchester United. So unchanged both teams, 2-2 from the first leg, no away goals of course in the Europa League. This game has the full potential to go all the way to extra time and penalties if needed to decide a winner. Manchester United, as we mentioned, in the Premier League, really struggling. 4-1 defeat at Newcastle over the weekend, just one win in their last 5 league games. And short of an absolute miracle, they are going to record their worst ever Premier League finish. They ended 8th last season. That was slightly mitigated by an FA Cup win. But they will be landing in the bottom half of the Premier League for their first time in their illustrious history next month. Here is Maguire. Just steps onto possession inside the centre circle. Tries to roll it into the feet of Rasmus Højlund, but he's bundled off it as Lyon tried to build through the middle of the pitch, but it's eventually just worked all the way back to the visiting goalkeeper Luca Perry. And Lyon just trying to keep a bit of possession themselves here on the edge of their own box as Perry just dinks that one into the right back Ainsley Maitland-Niles, former Arsenal player of course. There's a distinct Premier League flavour about this Lyon team. Maitland-Niles at right back, Moussa Nakate, former Nottingham Forest defender in central defence. Vertu spent a season at Aston Villa. And then on the bench we have Alexandre Lacazette. And the villain of the first leg, Nemanja Matic. His war of words with Onana didn't stretch onto the pitch. He didn't play in the first game, but he is an option tonight for Fonseca if Lyon need it. As the visitors now looking to build up towards the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Mikatadze just bundled out of it there by Harry Maguire. Here's Tolisso. Just rolls that through the centre circle to try and get Lyon progressing here. I'm just waiting for the run of Vertu to the right. It never came, so we'll try down the left instead, and that's a nice burst forward from Cherki. United just about managed to smuggle it away inside their own penalty area. Here's Lenny Yoro with space to storm up to the halfway line. Got his first Europa League goal in the first leg. The French defender. United are trying to build something down the right here now. Bruno Fernandes tries to go first time with the cross into the box, but it's Cleared away, only as far as Casemiro, midway inside the Lyon half of the field. A scrappy opening 5 minutes here. Neither side really able to get too much control. If the first leg is anything to go by, the likelihood of goals and late goals is certainly something that we'll be keeping an eye out for. It was 2 goals that Onana was certainly partially culpable for, but there was a goal apiece late on in France. Xerxes after 88 minutes, and then Ryan Cherki in added time for the home team. No Xerxes tonight for Manchester United, of course. He's been ruled out for the remainder of the campaign through injury. Really unfortunate for the Dutch international, as Casemiro goes to the ground and wins himself a free kick. Clumsy challenge there from the Lyon skipper. Corentin Tolisso just comes through the back of Casemiro. United will have possession again. 25 yards to their own goal. Maguire squares that right to Mazraoui. We do have 3 other Europa League quarter-final second leg clashes available here on Flashscore this evening. Athletic Club at home to Rangers, Frankfurt at home to Tottenham, Lazio against Bodo Glimt. Chelsea, of course, at home to Legia Warsaw in their Conference League quarter-final. Enzo Maresca's side 3-0 in front from the first leg. No goals in those other Europa League games so far. So with 7 minutes on the clock here, with the stakes sky high on the red side of Manchester, it is that's his best return since his first ever full season here back in 2020-21, where he got 28 goals. He won't catch that, but United need him more than ever, and he's on corner duty here. Yoro and Maguire both up, but there's a Lyon player down inside the box. It's Harry Maguire pleading his case as Cuckoo picks himself up. Swap marking roles there as Mata steps across. Corner whipped in, headed away at the near post, and then cleared away downfield for Lyon. Mazraoui will pick that up on the halfway line. Onana has strode forward from his goal right up to the middle of the United half of the field to try and give Mazraoui a passing option there, and a little bit nervy from United, but they've managed to break through the lines here. There's a chance for Fernandes, 20 yards out. Just took too long on the ball there as Tolisso ate up the ground behind him to win back possession for Lyon. Possibly just caught in 2 minds there, the Manchester United captain. Been an awkward angle to take the shot on if he did, and just as he was making his mind up on the edge of the D, Tolisso gets a toe in. Manages to deal with the danger for Lyon. Here is a little bit of possession for the visitors, and it's Tolisso again who just thought about that quick ball forward in behind for Almada. Instead, just looks to keep a bit of possession here. Tagliafico forward from left back for Lyon. Nice little interplay down that left side as Mikatadze tries to just play it through, but it's United who are tigerish over on that far side. Mazraoui and Maguire dealing with it. One down the Manchester United box. Good roll ball into Alejandro Garnacho and finished off by Manuel Ugarte for Manchester United. 10 minutes gone. This is the Uruguayan's first ever European goal here in Manchester gives United the lead. And they have shaded the man in the middle who's just going to speak to Maguire over that one. They've swapped marking roles there as Mata steps across. Corner whipped in, headed away at the near post and then cleared away downfield for Lyon. Mazraoui will pick that up on the halfway line. Onana has strode forward from his goal right up to the middle of the United half of the field to try and give Mazraoui a passing option there, and a little bit nervy from United, but they've managed to break through the lines here. There's a chance for Fernandes, 20 yards out. Just took too long on the ball there as Tolisso ate up the ground behind him to win back possession for Lyon. Possibly just caught in two minds there, the Manchester United captain. Been an awkward angle to take the shot on if he did, and just as he was making his mind up on the edge of the D, Tolisso gets a toe in, manages to deal with the danger for Lyon. Here is a little bit of possession for the visitors, and it's Tolisso again who just thought about that quick ball forward in behind for Almada. Instead, just looks to keep a bit of possession here. Tagliafico forward from left back for Lyon. Nice little interplay down that left side as Mikatadze tries to just play it through, but it's United who are tigerish over on that far side. Mazraoui and Maguire dealing with it. Lyon just need to calm themselves here. Manchester United have put their fans through a roller coaster this season, and Lyon will be confident that there will be chances for them. They just need to get a foothold, re-establish themselves back in the game after that Ugarte goal. It's a long ball forward to try and catch out Mazraoui over on that far side, and Tagliafico will go with Dalot. Dalot sees it out for a throw in to Man United over in their right back position. There's a little concern here for United. Fernandes is still down after a pretty hefty challenge. He's helped back up to his feet by Rasmus Højlund, who gives the okay to the United bench that their number 8 is okay. It was Mata who did appear to catch Fernandes on the edge of Lyon's penalty area. Not enough in it, in the opinion of Sandro Schara, for a free kick to United, though. As Højlund goes to the ground inside the centre circle, and he's also told no by the referee. Here is Maitland-Niles. Lyon just looking to build over the halfway line. Nikiate, he's got that run in front of him of Tagliafico. That's his best return since his first ever full season here back in 2020-21, where he got 28 goals. He won't catch that. But United won down the Manchester United box. Good roll ball into Alejandro Garnacho and finished off by Manuel Ugarte for Manchester United. 10 minutes gone. And the Uruguayan's first ever European goal here in Manchester. Lead. And they have shaded the man in the middle, who's just going to speak to Maguire over that one. They've swapped marking roles there as Mata steps across. Corner whipped in, headed away at the near post, and then cleared away downfield for Lyon. Mazraoui will pick that up on the halfway line. Onana has forward from his goal right up to the middle of the United half of the field to try and give Mazraoui a passing option there, and a little bit nervy from United, but they've managed to break through the lines here. There's a chance for Fernandes, 20 yards out. Just took too long on the ball there as Tolisso ate up the ground behind him to win back possession for Lyon. Possibly just caught in two minds there, the Manchester United captain. Been an awkward angle to take the shot on if he did, and just as he was making his mind up on the edge of the D, Tolisso gets a toe in, manages to deal with the danger for Lyon. Here is a little bit of possession for the visitors, and it's Tolisso again who just thought about that quick ball forward in behind for Almada. Instead just looks to keep a bit of possession here. Tagliafico forward from left back for Lyon. Nice little interplay down that left side as Mikatadze tries to just play it through, but it's United who are tigerish over on that far side. Mazraoui and Maguire dealing with it. Lyon just need to calm themselves here. Manchester United have put their fans through a roller coaster this season, and Lyon will be confident that there will be chances for them. They just need to get a foothold, re-establish themselves back in the game after that Ugarte goal. It's a long ball forward to try and catch out Mazraoui over on that far side, and Tagliafico will go with Dalot. Dalot sees it out for a throw in to Man United over in their right back position. There's a little concern here for United. Fernandes is still down after a pretty hefty challenge. He's helped back up to his feet by Rasmus Højlund, who gives the okay to the United bench that their number 8 is okay. It was Mata who did appear to catch Fernandes on the edge of Lyon's penalty area. Not enough in it, in the opinion of Sandro Schara, for a free kick to United, though. As Højlund goes to the ground inside the centre circle, and he's also told no by the referee. Here is Maitland-Niles. Lyon just looking to build over the halfway line. Nikiate, he's got that run in front of him of Tagliafico. He's between the posts for Manchester United. The referee here has just stepped in to solve a dispute between Tolisso and Casemiro. Lyon will roll again on the edge of their own penalty area. The cushioned ball the circle to Akuku. It's good defensive shape from Manchester United, though. When Lyon do have the ball in the middle of the pitch, they are quick to get back in line. Garnacho Fernandez will tuck in alongside Casemiro and Ugarte. It's the homegrown hero for Lyon that's a player to keep an eye on so far. Ryan Cherki is a graduate of the famed Lyon Youth Academy. 21-year-old that's attracting plenty of transfer attention. Real Madrid rumoured to be considering a summer offer for him. His development is starting to show real peaks. 8 goals in all competitions this season, 3 in the Europa League. Got his goal against United last week as well. That's poor again by Diogo Dalot. Just concedes possession over at right back for Manchester United. Rolled to the edge of the box by Tolisso, just not quite on the same wavelength as Amada. And Garnacho will bring it away over the halfway line for Manchester United, and he needs support. He's got runners to the left of him. Højlund goes for goal himself, and it's blocked and behind for a corner off Nikate. Good dart forward there from the Argentina international. He saw the space in front of him and just attacked it. Nikate just forces him across to the right hand side of the penalty area and makes the block as he pulls the trigger. There's been a goal in Rome. Lazio 1, Bodo Glimt 0. Bodo Glimt who won 2-0 at home in the first leg, still with the advantage in that one. No change. An Athletic Club at home to Rangers, 0-0 at Ibrox last week, so that one is evenly balanced, and it's still goalless in Frankfurt. Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 0, 1-1 in the first leg there as the corner comes in. And Maguire just about eases that header beyond the post. He's claiming it caught a Lyon head on the way through. Manages to get away from a Cuckoo here. That does come off Corentin Tolisso. Possibly Maguire's actually claiming that it caught a hand there as it went through. Most definitely takes a touch off Tolisso, and for my money that's a clear mistake by the referee. A very, very unusual decision. The direction the ball took clearly demonstrating that it was a Lyon touch that sent it behind, but nothing doing for Manchester United, and a free kick to Lyon up on the halfway line as Mikatadze is caught by Mazraoui. First sighting of Alexandre Lacazette on the Lyon bench as Paulo Fonseca watches on. He is in fact Lyon's top scorer this season, the former Arsenal man, 15 goals in all competitions. And here is Cherki just trying to race in behind Lenny Yoro, but that's a really smart bit of defending from the Frenchman. Sees it back to Onana. He'll go long to the halfway line, headed out for a Manchester United free kick, which Dorgu will come forward for. And the other bit of positive team news for Lyon, of course, is the return of Malik Fofana. He's top scorer in the Europa League for Fonseca, 6 in Europe. Missed the first game through injury. So they are 2 players that can come on and impact this game if needed for Fonseca. They are carrying a threat and causing problems for Manchester United, but they're yet to really make too much of a significant impact. Nice win inside the centre circle there for Tolisso. Lyon now just a little short on options there as Almada is forced wide. Both fullbacks, Maitland-Niles down this near right hand side and Tagliafico over on the far touchline, pushed right up, trying to force Dallo and Dorgu backwards. Niakate. Cuckoo just drifts over to that left side to try and link with Tagliafico. Visitors forced backwards eventually to Luca Perry. I mentioned Manchester United are set to finish inside the bottom half of the Premier League table. It's the opposite story for Lyon in France. 5 Ligue 1 games to go. Currently 4th in the table. Only the top 3 qualify for the Champions League domestically. 1 defeat in 9 in all competitions, so they're in strong form as Fonseca tries to keep the flame burning on both fronts. Here is Vertu, pushed back into the right back position momentarily. Lovely little turn away there by Thiago Almada. Now Tolisso, he's got space to get away down that left hand side, needs support outside of him, gets it from Tagliafico, arrow that one into the box, and it's missed by Lenny Yoro, and it's turned over the bar by Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who just continued his run into the penalty area. Fullback to fullback there from Lyon. Tagliafico, that's a brilliant ball in, and Lenny Yoro doesn't deal with it properly. Dorgu ball watching, and Maitland-Niles just can't get the connection that he wanted on that one. Not picked up at all, the former Arsenal man. Just floated into the back post there, and Yoro and Dorgu almost made to pay. It's given away on halfway. Garnacho's gone down, but Lyon will play on for now. Almada has got runners to the left hand side. Tagliafico hangs into the penalty area, headed away by Yoro. It's picked up this time by Maitland-Niles, right on the edge of Lyon's penalty area. That's a little bit too clever from Mikotadze. Tried to scoop it into the path of Maitland-Niles, and probably would have been best just keeping possession for a moment there. It's actually Onana calling for calm amongst the United players in front of him. Game very, very evenly balanced. The aggregate score now in favour of Manchester United as we edge over the half an hour mark. And Vertu tries to wriggle away from a couple of chances here, and he's got into the penalty area, and that's a brilliant save from Onana. The chance is not quite gone yet for Lyon. And Bruno Fernandes there back inside his own penalty area, clears it away. And it's Ryan Cherki. My mistake, not Jordan Vertu. I should have known by the shift of the hips there in midfield. Gets away from 2 Manchester United tackles, and as they backed off, he took his chance, and Onana makes a crucial save for Manchester United. And it's the boy wonder on the wing for Lyon, causing all the problems for Manchester United. And that will have to be addressed by Ruben Amorim at the break. Dorgu and Yoro struggling. It's been pretty much one-way traffic for the last 10 minutes. Manchester United really sharp start. Ugarte with the goal. But it's been Lyon asking all of the questions since then. Here is Maitland-Niles up to the edge of the penalty area. Cherki will try and loft that one into the penalty spot, but United get back in numbers there. There's a slip on the edge of the box though, and Akuku will take over. Goes for goal straight at Andre Onana. He'll just drop to his feet for a moment here. Try and release the pressure a little bit for Manchester United. He's done his job so far. Really, really important challenge, a really important save rather on Cherki there. Lyon have got a player down in midfield here as Jordan Vertut needs some attention. Lyon medical staff will just be ushered on here, and we'll have a break in play for a moment or two so we can catch up on the other Europa League games. As you mentioned, no goals in the matches involving British sides. Rangers 0, Athletic Club 0 in Bilbao. Goalless in the first leg at Ibrox. Barry Ferguson's side hanging on by their fingernails in the closing stages of that one. And so far, they are keeping their Basque host out once again. Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 0. 1-1 from the first leg in London. Ange Postecoglou in a similar situation to Ruben Amorim in that it is this competition or nothing in terms of European qualification for next season. And Chelsea have equalised at home to Legia Warsaw. Mark Cucurella bringing that tie 4-1 on aggregate. Here's Yoro. Got space to get over the halfway line for Manchester United. Needs options in front of him, but he'll happily just saunter his way up to the edge of the penalty area. Just rolls it left eventually to Dorgu, who manages to catch up. Now Garnacho takes over, wants to get it onto his right foot, but Lyon have bodies back there to keep him at bay. Ugarte takes over. Now Casemiro, midway inside the Lyon half of the field, just rolls it back to Maguire. Ugarte again. Now Dorgu stuck to this near left-hand touchline for Manchester United. Maguire's got a bit of space there, and he fancied his chances of storming forward, but he got the shout from Casemiro just to stay as he is. This is the best bit of possession for Manchester United for some time. And what an effort from Bruno Fernandes, my word! The clip ball forward over the top of the Lyon defence, and he takes it first time 15 yards out on the volley off the crossbar. That is a sensational effort from Manchester United's captain. Luca Perry grasping at air, and Dalot just hoists that long ball forward. Fernandes keeps himself onside, and the volley is back off the crossbar, and from creating nothing since the opening goal, Manchester United are the width of the crossbar away from a spectacular second goal. Brilliant from Bruno, but Lyon survive. It'd be no underestimation to say if that had gone in, we'd be talking about a goal of the tournament contender. Brilliant effort from Bruno Fernandes. Probably would have been undeserved for Lyon if it had dropped in. They've been the better team in the first 38 minutes here. United come again. Garnacho will go for the edge of the box and deflected. Be another corner to Manchester United. That looked for a moment as if it might be wrong footing. Luca Perry just sets his sights here, 25 yards out, just to the left-hand side. Spin behind for a corner to Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes will take. Hangs it in towards the far post this time. Perry under a bit of pressure, just about manages to smuggle it away for Lyon. And there's Mukutadze back inside the centre circle helping out, and Lyon can carry this over the halfway line here. It's Almada with space down the left hand side, needs support, gets it just in the little pocket there from Cherki. Casemiro gets back to tidy up on the edge of Manchester United's penalty area. Garnacho here on the run. Really good covering there from Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Gets back just about as Garnacho seemed ready to storm away from Clinton Mata. finds its way back to Luca Perry. Bruno Fernandes will pick up the loose ball inside the centre circle for United. Rasmus Højlund here, he's got runners down the left hand side. Dorgu, Garnacho will go beyond him here to the byline. Garnacho tries to dig that one back across goal. Højlund will pick it up, can't get himself an opportunity to shoot. Fernandes will go, and it's just beyond the post there from Bruno Fernandes. And the two big chances after Ugarte's goal have both gone the way of Manchester United's captain. Good technique there, dead centre, 22, 23 yards out. Tries to just fade it away into the top corner from Luca Perry. Just at the last moment drifts off target. Manchester United are still throwing around the warning signs. Lyon have had the better of the first half. They're giving the ball away again there, building out from the back. Tagliafico this time. And Mata with a bit of an awkward clearance that Patrick Dorgu will storm forward from left back and keep for Manchester United. Dorgu again goes to the byline, tries to fizz it across. And Tagliafico recovers this time to clear high and away. Højlund threw himself at that ball from Dorgu, but just wasn't able to stretch it off. United now trying to build themselves a bit of a head of steam in the final few minutes of the first half. We've got 5 minutes of regular time still to go here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 1, Lyon 0. Manuel Ugarte's first ever European goal for Manchester United is the difference tonight and in the tie overall. 3-2 on aggregate. Late goal apiece last week in Lyon, and the spoils were shared. But United could potentially, just a few moments' time, be a half a football away from the semi-finals. Ball in behind there, which Ugarte will give chase to and just about manages to get there before Niakate. He's trying to win a corner here, and he does just that. Manuel Ugarte. He had two Lyon players around him, and he's claiming to the referee that he was being held there. Couldn't really do too much with that. United will have themselves another corner. Fernandes again over on that far right hand side, hangs it in towards the penalty spot. Maguire gets there first, but Perry will come and claim that for Lyon. He wanted to get Lyon moving quickly there, but there's too many bodies, both red and white shirts, in front of him for the quick throw out. And Lyon will pick it up again midway inside their own half. Almada to Akuku. Akuku again there, just almost manages to concede possession. And he gets quickly backed up by his captain Corentin Tolisso. Now Akuku. Niakate is strided forward at left back. Two down the near right hand touchline for Lyon, midway inside the Manchester United half of the field. Ryan Cherki is roaming and drifting around on the edge of the penalty area, just trying to find a little pocket of space. As Ainsley Maitland-Niles just overruns that pass, and combination of Fernandes and Dalot will get it back to Onana, up to the halfway line for Højlund. He loses out to Clinton Mata. Patrick Dorgu has been barged to the floor there by Jordan Vertu. A needless challenge there from the France international, who's already on the card. Got caught under the ball a little as it dropped out of the sky, and he's just gone through the back of Dorgu. Here is Maguire. Rolls it over to right back for Noussair Mazraoui. It's been a quiet game for him so far, not been heavily involved. As Højlund keeps possession for Manchester United inside the centre circle. Good work there from the Norwegian, just stronger than Tolisso when he needed to be. Dorgu will keep it going for United. Garnacho's got space to burst away from Vertu here, but he just lost his footing as he got into the box. It's going to be a foul against the Argentinian there. Maitland-Niles dashed back to help out. Not a great deal that Garnacho could do there. Did the hard bit to get away from Vertu. As he's getting back to his feet, he just catches Maitland-Niles on the top of the foot. And it'll be a throw-in inside their own penalty area for Lyon. The referee here was called over the Lyon captain, Tolisso, for a quick chat. Tolisso's been complaining over some of the challenges made by Manchester United players in the last few minutes. Shara just reminding him there that he is the referee this evening. Into the final minute of the first half here. Perry will go long with that one. Over the halfway line. Good link up there between the front two of Mikotadze and Ryan Cherkri. He's got space to get inside the box here, but he needs help around him. He's trying to get back on that left foot. Now Vertu just about evades Casemiro. Can he find a ball in from the right hand side? Headed away by Maguire. He'll be picked up over on that far side by Thiago Almada. Rolled into Mikotadze. Everybody for Lyon minus the goalkeeper pushed up inside the Manchester United half here. Can they carve out an opportunity before the break? Move into added time at the end of the first half in just a moment. Lionel Chudi has his board in hand. Opportunity there for Niakate over on the far left hand side to march through, but he was eventually checked by Ugarte. Lyon will come down there more favoured right hand side. Nice ball there from Corentin Tolisso, but a bit too much on it for Maitland-Niles, and Garnacho here will get away, and Tolisso, a cynical foul there from the captain, the card for him as well. Garnacho, who's caused problems, particularly as United try and break, and Lyon are boss in possession. It's exactly what his manager will be wanting him to do in this type of situation. Uses speed to get United up the pitch. There's two of the Lyon midfield three that are now in the referee's notebook. Not what Paulo Fonseca would have been wanting. There's a chance here as United go direct from the free kick, and it's finished off by Diogo Dalot. And Manchester United on a big night at Old Trafford, a big European night at Old Trafford, are 2-0 in front at the break. Dalot's third European goal of the season, and the Lyon players are appealing to the referee here that free kick was not taken within the rules of the game. Manchester United didn't hang around at all. Dalot gets in behind, and it's a really accomplished finish from him. And it's just a long ball fired forward by Maguire. And from the replay that we've been shown here, Diogo Dalot is just too strong for Tagliafico there. Backs into him, gets away, and then fizzes it beyond Perry into the bottom corner. I don't think Lyon have got too much of a case here. Brilliant determination from Diogo Dalot to get away from Tagliafico, and as he's slipping there, gets the finish that he needs into the bottom corner. And despite the protestations from the Lyon players, the goal has been given here. And Tolisso has gone storming over to confront Bruno Fernandes. The referee has initially given the goal, but this will be checked by VAR, just confirming that there. So the word has come to his ear that it will be checked, but it's a quick check, and it's a pass for Manchester United, and right on the stroke of half time, the Red Devils are 2 goals in front, and Lyon are livid with that decision from the referee. Manchester United 2 goals in front on the night, 2 in front on aggregate, and that will be the final act of the first half here at Old Trafford. And on a night where Manchester United simply have to deliver in front of their home fans, it is all okay here in Manchester. Manuel Ugarte's first ever European goal for Manchester United broke the deadlock bang on 10 minutes. And just before the half-time whistle, Diogo Dalot marches up from right back and doubles United's lead at half-time here at Old Trafford. It is Manchester United 2, Lyon 0. We'll be back with all the second half action in just over 15 minutes time. It's Nusayr Mazraoui who takes his place in behind Ruben Amorim on the Manchester United substitutes bench. So a change at the break in the end by Manchester United. Official, so Luke Shaw is on as Bruno Fernandes gets us back underway for the second half. So the Manchester United team in full. Onana in goal, Yoro, Maguire, Miro, Ugarte and Dorgu in midfield. And it's Fernandes and Garnacho in behind Rasmus Højlund. Leon, as you were, Luca Perry in goal, Maitland-Niles, Mata, Niakate and Tagliafico, Vertu, Tolisso and Akuku in midfield, Almada, Cherki and Mikhail Tadze in attack. He's not relaxed one bit this evening. Ruben Amorim celebrated the goals, but not too ferociously. He is wearing the pressure on his face here. He knows just how important tonight is and how important an incoming potential semi-final will be as well. Can Manchester United get the job done? Here's Dorgu over the halfway line for Manchester United. He's got space to go either side as Garnacho is caught there on the edge of the penalty area. It'll be a free kick to Manchester United. Mata just gets too close to the Red Devils, number 17 there. It's been a pest all evening, Garnacho. Mata just sticks out a leg there, and this is in a dangerous area, right in Bruno Fernandes territory, just slightly left of centre, 20 yards out. Garnacho is helped back to his feet by Ugarte. Fernandes firmly has his eyes on this one. Should also say Chelsea won, Legia have also won on the night, 4-1 on aggregate to Enzo Maresca's side. They are likely to be easing through into the semi-finals. Still plenty of other results to be decided in that particular competition, but they are looking pretty strong as it stands. And if they do tick that particular box, they will face either Djurgårdens or Rapid Vienna. So free kick here for Fernandes. He's going to whip it goalwards. He just has to lift it into an area then. Casemiro bravely stooping to try and nod it home. Eventually the assistance flag is flashed up against the Brazilian. Just goes a fraction too early there as Fernandes, it's like a golf shot from Bruno Fernandes, just chipped in towards the penalty spot. Maguire causing problems at the back post there, and he was pulled back by Niakate, not spotted by the referee though. Lyon will try and build possession here from their left back spot. Vertout lending a hand and trying to get the visitors up the pitch. Nice little breakout there through the centre circle. Options down the right hand side. Cherki is the man that Lyon want to get on the ball, and he wants to get Luke Shaw running back towards his own penalty area. He does that. Roll to Tolisso. Fernandes with the press on him. Eventually manages to just work it to this near side with Tagliafico. He drifts in though and leaves it for Almada. Trying to get it onto his right foot to whip an effort on goal, but Højlund, Ugarte back, piling on the pressure. And Tolisso now with space down this near left hand side, but still United out of possession, working really, really hard, and it's an important interception there from Lenny Yoro as Tolisso tried to burst in behind Diogo Dalot. Rolled into the edge of the penalty. Good feet there from Tagliafico, but United again back in numbers, just get it away. They're inviting pressure on again though, Manchester United, as Almada tries to drive forward to the corner of the penalty area, but Fernandes slams the door in his face. Imagine this will be the flow of the game. Lyon have to try something, have to find a way back into the contest, back into the competition. United just need to keep them at arm's length, but they will break, and they will break here through Alejandro Garnacho, who's got away, can Maitland-Niles catch him, Maitland-Niles goes to ground, Garnacho with a chance, big save from Luca Perry. And a big let-off for Lyon, and Garnacho there, who has his chased back as Lyon tried to break out, commits a foul and picks up a booking of his own. And that is a huge opening for Manchester United to kill this game off once and for all. Not taken by Alejandro Garnacho. And Lyon will roll again. Best chance of the second half in favour of Manchester United. Lyon dictating the tempo of this, but that was Garnacho's open. Here he comes again. Lovely little dink off there. A brilliant Trivela from Bruno Fernandes to try and free Højlund in behind. fantastic from Bruno Fernandes. The cheek to try that one in this type of a game. Still no change elsewhere in those other games. Athletic Club 1, Rangers 0, Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 1, Lazio 1, Bodo Glimt 0. Garnacho again tries to lead the charge with a bit less gusto this time for Man United down the left hand side. He's got support from Dorgu, who'll fire one at goal. It just flies over the top of Luca Perry's crossbar. Bruno Fernandes is certainly enjoying himself this evening. With a bit of showboat in there under the intense pressure that Manchester United find themselves under. Lyon yet to threaten really as Paulo Fonseca tries to throw everything at this. Goal for the visitors, of course, would change the complexion of things. Man United, who are happy to sit off and let Lyon have the ball if they were to concede. The temptation would be to drop deeper and deeper and allow Lyon to just pile forward. Here's Almada, dead centre of the Manchester United half, goes for the switch to the far right touchline with Ryan Cherki. He'll try and wriggle his way past Patrick Dorgu, but Casemiro's there on the edge of the box, and United, through force of numbers, get it away. Dorgu to Garnacho. He wants to get one-on-one over on that far side again with Maitland-Niles and Mata. Dealt with this time by Akuku. Nice little change of feet inside the centre circle from Thiago Almada. Now Vertu. All one-way traffic here for Lyon. United just looking to work off the break with Garnacho. Tolisso, 25 yards from Manchester United goal, but there's a wall of red shirts in front of him. Rasmus Højlund right back in the thick of it there. Gets a foot in to force Vertu backwards. Now a Cuckoo. Manchester United rearguard action. Everybody just trotting right, trotting left, following these Lyon passes. Dig across into the box there, and it'll fall kindly, and that's another big save from Onana. Instinctive effort and an even more instinctive save. The ball's just knocked down there and it falls perfectly right on the penalty spot for Tolisso. Takes it on the turn, and at full stretch Onana keeps him out and keeps Manchester United 2 goals in front. Back in the team tonight, much maligned, much criticised. On either side of the break, he's made 2 vital saves for Manchester United. Paulo Fonseca has seen enough so far in the second half. 10 minutes after the restart, it's a double change. Alexandre Lacazette is on, and Tanner Tessman is on as well. Tessman will go straight into the midfield to replace Paul Akuku. Jordan Vertu is off in place of Lacazette, so Paulo Fonseca showing his hand here. He's ready to go for it. Tick towards the hour mark here in Manchester. Still no change in the scoreline. Manchester United 2, Lyon 0. And the all-important aggregate score in Manchester United 4, Lyon 2. No away goals. If Lyon are to level up tonight, we are heading for extra time and penalties. But they need to find a way past a revived Andre Onana. Here is Niakate, able to saunter over the halfway line, but that little 1-2 is not quick enough for Tagliafico, and he's charged to the ground there. Bruno Fernandes has gone straight over to the referee to claim that that wasn't a foul, but the referee disagrees, and Lyon will have an opportunity to load this one into the penalty area. Just a few yards in off the left touchline, 25-30 yards from goal. It'll be Almada to swing it in right-footed. Substitute Tessaman is in there to add his height in. as Almada delivers, headed away by Casemiro, taken in on the edge of the penalty area by Chirkri. Almada will come again, up to the edge of the penalty area, outside of the boot, just tries to loft it in, falls to the edge of the penalty area, and Lyon are trying to create a chance here. Curled past the upright by Mikatadze. They're getting closer. Even when United clear the lines, they're not getting the ball far enough away from Onana's goal. That threat of Garnacho on the break is a real asset, but they need a bit more. Rasmus Højlund has been pretty much a spectator for most of this game. Despite his criticism of him this season, it's not been a bad campaign in terms of numbers. 8 goals in all competitions, 5 in the Europa League. Confident of getting into double figures. He got 16 last season. I don't think he'll match that in 24-25. But with no Joshua Zirkzee, if Manchester United want to go all the way in the Europa League, he will be the man leading their front line. And the referee has just gone over to give Paulo Fonseca a ticking off. Manchester United get us back underway. Quickly worked up to the edge of the Lyon penalty area. Lovely ball from Fernandes. Fired over the top from Garnacho. Angle was against him once more over on that left-hand side. Shifts the ball so quickly between his feet. Rasmus Højlund absolutely seething over that. He's claiming that he had a free run inside the box if Garnacho had lifted his head up, and he volleys the right-hand post of Luca Perry's goal. Not a happy bunny, not a happy Easter bunny, Rasmus Højlund. Will he get a chance this evening to answer some of those doubters that he's had this season? Goal in a game like this would do wonders for his confidence. Casemiro with the cheeky little flick on the edge of the box, and Højlund will help that on to Dalot, who'll fall kindly for Dorgo here. Can he get a strike away? Off target again for Manchester United, and 15 yards out. Brilliant link up there between Casemiro and Rasmus Højlund. Casemiro just flicks it through his legs round the corner. Højlund helps it on to Dalot on the charge. He gets to the byline, falls for Dorgu. Didn't look too comfortable there, the Danish international, and lashes it over the top. And as we tick over the hour mark here, Manchester United still have the all-important lead. They're starting to show a little bit more. They're in danger of allowing Lyon to just blanket them in this second period. It's the French side that come again over the halfway line with Tolisso. He's got Tagliafico charging beyond him down the left-hand side, but the Argentinian just checks in. He might have been better going first time with that cross. Tolisso will get it in, headed away by Luke Shaw. Fernandes just leaves his leg in there to win the free kick. It's experienced play there from Bruno Fernandes as he just anticipates that Tolisso is going to come through the back of him. Tolisso is claiming that the contact was the other way round. Both players are going to need a bit of attention here as the referee Shearer just checks on Tolisso, possibly wanting to stay down for a moment. He is on a yellow card as well, Corentin Tolisso. So we're beyond the hour mark elsewhere in Europe as well. They're changing the scoreline in Bilbao. Athletic Club 1, Rangers 0. So as it stands, just like here, it will be the home side progressing, and they will face off in the final four if there is to be no change. Tottenham still 1 goal in front away at Frankfurt, and that has them in front on aggregate as well, as Dalot tries to force his way past Tasserman inside the Lyon box, but Luca Perry eventually can just dive on that loose ball. So Tottenham in the ascendancy. Lazio 1-0 in front at home to Bodo Glimt. But it's Bodo Glimt with the aggregate lead as it stands. Lyon back in possession with Tolisso and Fernandes both back on their feet. Here is Tolisso, just tries to roll that into Lacazette on the D on the edge of United's box. Not seen too much of the former Arsenal man as yet. United back in defensive position here, just camped 25 yards outside their own penalty area. Everybody in red back there, trying to keep Lyon at bay, forcing them to punch a way through. As it's a bit of a waste over on that far side from Cherki as he tried to find Maitland-Niles on the overlap. Loose ball from Bruno Fernandes of all people, and Dorgu will help it up to the halfway line, but it's immediately won back by Lyon. Mata, now Nikiate. Malik Fofana is being readied by Paulo Fonseca. There'll be another attack focus change if he does bring on his top goal scorer in the Europa League this season. Lyon just carouseling possession over on that right hand side, eventually just poked in field to Niakate, up to the edge of the penalty area. Lacazette tried to go first time into Tolisso there, but it's half cleared away by Manchester United. Lyon come again. Tagliafico to Almada. Tagliafico's got space there down this left hand side as Dallo tucks in with Lenny Yoro. Casemiro there just battling around, wins back possession. Højlund up to the halfway line. It's immediately under pressure from Tasserman, but he's back on his feet now with a little dinked ball forward to Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes has been caught with a sore one by Tagliafico. That'll be a card for the Argentina international. Sent Bruno Fernandes flying there right in front of his manager. He's taken a few hefty challenges. And we are going to see that change made now by Paulo Fonseca. 25 minutes to go, and it's a direct change up top for the French team. Mikotadze, who's had a pretty limited impact all night at the tip of the sword for Lyon, is off. Fofana is on. I think that would effectively mean a four-man attack for Lyon. Cherki, Almada, Lacazette, and now Fofana. They have to go for broke. They need a goal, they need 2 goals, and they've got 25 minutes to find them. Manchester United potentially 25 minutes away from a European semi-final. First time they'll have progressed that far in a European competition since the 2020-21 Europa League. They beat Roma in the final 4 and then lost out to Villarreal in the final, of course. They've not been to that stage in 4 years. It's been a hard season for the Manchester United fans, and a little European tonic could do them the world of good. A foul there from Diogo Dallo as he gets forward from right back and introduces Fofana to the game. Fofana, I think, will want to get himself a bit closer to the Manchester United goal as we tick on. Lyon are committing more and more bodies forward. Tasserman has effectively dropped in as part of a back three with Mata and Niakate, with Tagliafico. Maitland-Niles pushed way up, and now here is Fofana. He's going to go on that left side of the attack and tries to wriggle his way to the byline to win a corner, but it's cleared away by Yoro. Lyon will have to settle for a throw just in front of the corner flag down this near left hand side. Tagliafico with the quick one to Tolisso. Now Niakate into Tasserman. A challenge over on that far side. Dorgu goes in on Ainsley Maitland-Niles, and he's actually been pulled up for a free kick there, Patrick Dorgu, and Watching that on the replay. To say I got that wrong, the referee got that one right. He does catch Maitland-Niles late. And Lyon have got themselves another crossing opportunity here. 30 yards out, over on that right touchline. Thiago Almada has to get this delivery right. We're approaching crunch time here for Manchester United, for Lyon rather. Well, and for Manchester United, of course. Almada with the delivery, hangs it into the far post. Onana comes and just about gets it away to the edge of the penalty area. Fofana will pick it up down this near left-hand side. You've got Tagliafico for company. Back with Fofana. Can he wriggle himself into a crossing position? Goes to Tagliafico. Casemiro hoisted up into the Manchester air, helped on its way by Højlund, but Lyon win it back. Lyon have got a player down here, but they'll play on for the moment. It's Tolisso, I think, who's gone down in a heap. He manages to get himself back to his feet. Almada will try to dink that one in towards Fofana, and he'll go to the byline, but good defensive work there from Manchester United. Manuel Ugarte gets himself between man and ball, sees it behind for a goal kick, and it will be backs to the wall for Manchester United from here on out. They know what they have to do. Ruben Amorim still with that pensive expression on his face. Been a real difficult start to life in English football for him. The Europa League has been his saving grace, alongside his criticised Manchester United players. The Premier League campaign has fallen very, very flat in 2025. Everything rests on this tournament for United. Bruno Fernandes over the halfway line, tries to get United moving down this near right hand side. Lovely feet from Garnacho, swept into the chest of Højlund. He'll hold it up on the edge of the box, rolled into Dalot, and just fizzed past the post by the Portuguese international. It's a similar position from where he scored in the first half. Gambled in behind Tagliafico to fire past Luca Perry. Not quite as accurate this time round. Tagliafico now just sees his pass forward cut out by Dalot from left back. There's a bit of movement on the Manchester United bench as Ruben Amorim plans for the final 20 minutes. Mason Mount, Kobbie Mainoo, Christian Eriksen amongst those being spoken to by Amorim's coaching staff. Lyon again get themselves over the halfway line, down this near left touchline. Tagliafico hands over the reins to Fofana, gets Diogo Dalot on the back foot towards the edge of the penalty area, but the ball whipped in by Tagliafico's cleared away by Luke Shaw, picked up though by Mata. He's advanced over almost at right back there with Maitland-Niles playing effectively as a right forward now. Garnacho's gone down inside the Manchester United half there, and very little sympathy from the referee, just tells him to get back to his feet. And back to his feet he does get. And eventually the referee is going to pull that back for a foul in Lyon's favour. Casemiro, the aggressor there, it was a coming together, and Casemiro is claiming to the referee it was nothing more than that, but Thiago Almada will have another opportunity here to whip a delivery into the box. His crosses haven't really been on point so far, and as the clock ticks down, he needs to find his range if Lyon want to get themselves into this game. Here he goes again, loaded in by Almada. Casemiro again, really important header, but it's not cleared away, and it's helped back into the penalty area, and it's helped into the back of the net by Corentin Tolisso, the Lyon captain, as Manchester United fail to clear their lines. Tolisso gambles his third Europa League goal of the season, his first in the knockout stages. And as Casemiro gets the first contact on that, it's nodded back into the danger zone by Niakate. Lacazette has an involvement as well. He's tussling with Casemiro. And right on the 6-yard line, Tolisso gets there first. Directs it beyond Almada. Directs it beyond Onana. And Fonseca celebrates on the sideline because Lyon are back in this one. 18 minutes to go. Manchester United 2, Lyon 1. 4-3 on aggregate. And Manchester United are facing the biggest 16-17 minutes of their season here. Lyon will throw the kitchen sink at this to try and keep themselves in the game, force extra time, possibly win it if United crumble. Amorim needs that experience now. Casemiro, Fernandes, Harry Maguire, just to manage the team here and make sure that Lyon don't flip the script. Lacazette does well to link over on that far right hand side. Maitland-Niles whips it in at full back for Lacazette. Can he get a shot away? Maguire just gets himself in front, roll to the edge of the box and fired over the top by Almada. The Argentinian there, brilliant opportunity. It was just set up nicely for him right on the 18-yard line. Brilliant work here from Lacazette just to keep possession away from Maguire. He might just take a little bobble in front of Almada. Wasteful from him. And the Lyon fans in the away end here at Old Trafford are buoyant now. And it's nervous faces on the face of the nervous faces amongst the home fans. Lyon will give it a go here. What can Manchester United do to stop them? Plenty of excitement here, but no changes in those other games. Athletic Club 1, Rangers 0. That's the same score on aggregate. Frankfurt 0, Tottenham 1, Tottenham 2-1 in front on aggregate. And Lazio 1-0 ahead on the night at home to Bodo Glimt. But it's the Norwegians that have the advantage on aggregate. So as it stands, whoever wins here tonight will be facing Ernesto Valverde's Athletic Club. Will it be Manchester United, or do Lyon still have something to say in this game? And here they come again down the right hand side, lofted ball in, which Onana gets his gloves on this time. Maitland-Niles had way too much space there from a Manchester United perspective to just steer across into the penalty area. And there's Dallo with the ball across the halfway line, but it's Bruno Fernandes with the loose touch this time. And Tolisso snaps in on it. Tassomet. Chekri on the turn. Nice ball punched through the lines there, and Fofana will get Yoro on the back foot inside the penalty area. Really good piece of defending there from Casemiro, who gets back and driven towards goal by Maitland-Niles, saved by Onana, who fell back into the path of Fofana, smashed away by Manchester United. Anywhere will do for the home side now, but Garnacho's got away on the break. He's got space to charge into. Mata and Niakate on the cover. Can Mate get back to him this time? He does, and he does brilliantly there. That's a foul against Garnacho. He had the head of steam to get away from him initially, but he just lost power and eventually pulls the Lyon centre-back to the ground. Two bits of brilliant defending at both ends there in quick succession. Lenny Yoro just lost his footing as he tried to block off Fofana, and as Casemiro makes the block, it actually whacks Lenny Yoro in the head and then comes off Casemiro's knee. And then a low fizzer from Maitland-Niles, just batted away by Onana. Very smooth technique from the former Arsenal man there, keeps it low. But Onana gets across, makes the save. Lenny Yoro here will just be checked on by the Manchester United medics. He did take a blow to the side of the head from that effort by Fofana. Victor Lindelof has been sent out to warm up as a precaution by Ruben Amorim. Lenny Yoro does look okay here. He's just being given the concussion protocol check. What must be running through Ruben Amorim's mind right now Manchester United do not do it the easy way. They refuse to do that this season. They've kept their fans right on the edge of their seats. And there'll be plenty here at Old Trafford tonight, perched and wishing these final 12 minutes away. Plus whatever is added on, of course, by the officials. The Lyon fans, though, are the ones making all the noise, bouncing and bouncing down at the far end of Old Trafford. They sense there's still something left in this game. Here is Tolisso over the halfway line. Yoro has been ushered off the field and he'll be brought back on momentarily as Manchester United are down to 10 just for a minute or two. Tolisso just fizzes that one over to the left-hand side, and Fofana will try and get Dalot backing off towards the byline. Wants to work an angle for a cross here. Malik Fofana does just that. Gets it onto his right foot to the far post. Held back across goal. Brilliant save from Onana. Equaliser from Lyon. A mess in the back for Manchester United. And Lyon are level. It's Alexander Lacazette, the former Arsenal man, back at Old Trafford. And it's Fofana's ball across from the left, helped back in by Maitland-Niles. And United have two chances to clear it. It falls for Lacazette. And he forces it home beyond Onana. And Lyon are back off the canvas and level here in Manchester. What a twist, what a turn. Fofana originally, Dalot just doesn't get close enough, gets the cross in. And this goal might actually be given to Nicolas Tagliafico, because he is the one that recycles Maitland-Niles' ball back into the penalty area. It's saved initially by Onana on the goal line. Lacazette forces it home. Tagliafico and Lacazette can argue over who gets the goal, but it is a Lyon goal either way. Based on the replay, it might actually be Tagliafico. It looked as if Onana had just scooped it away. It has gone down as Tagliafico's goal. It's not for Lacazette, but Lyon are level. Shambles in defence for United. Two crosses, Fofana and Maitland-Niles not cleared, and then Tagliafico's scuffed effort over the line. Lacazette made sure he didn't need to. And we are 10 minutes from the end of normal time here. And Manchester United are back on the ropes in Europe again. And from 2-0 in front, we are back at the same scoreline from the first leg. And Manchester United have it all to do here. Those Lyon fans, with the French tricolour waving and flares going off, are buoyant. The wind is in their sails here. And Manchester United need a response. A free kick by Fernandes, dinked into the Lyon penalty area, and eventually the assistant referee's flag has got up, and there's been a goal in Bilbao. Whoever wins here tonight will be facing Athletic Club in the semi-final. Nico Williams making it 2-0 to the Spanish team, the home to Rangers. You can imagine that will be a box ticked and a place confirmed in the semi-final. 2 goals to the good with less than 10 minutes to go there. Tottenham are still ahead in Frankfurt as well. As it stands, they'll be facing Bodo Glimt in the semi-finals. We'll keep an eye on all of those games, but the major drama is right here in Manchester. 9 minutes of normal time remaining. Manchester United 2, Lyon 2. And on aggregate, Manchester United 4, Lyon 4. Here come Lyon again. Manchester United back, camped on the edge of their own penalty area here. It's all Lyon. As Cherki takes over down that right-hand side, gets away to the byline, fizzes it in. And it grabbed at the second attempt by Onana. He did his level best to keep that Tagliafico effort out. The defenders in front of him just not strong enough dealing with the situation. United got themselves a throw in here down the right hand side. Fernandes did well there just to force that off Tassomat. Quickly taken by Fernandes, links it on to Diogo Dalot. He can't find Højlund on the edge of the box though. Tolisso back there, doing the hard yards for Lyon. And Lacazette, lovely turn there to get Fofana away down the left-hand side, but Maguire quick enough to read it. Lyon are claiming for a throw in there, but it's just about kept in play by Maguire. Casemiro takes over on the halfway line. Lovely from Fernandes. Just pops that through the legs of Corentin Tolisso. Ball into the feet of Dalot is snuffed out by Nicolas Tagliafico. A foul there by Ugarte in the Lyon left-back spot. Just catches Tolisso. And we have just had full confirmation from UEFA that that ball did cross the line, so it is Nicolas Tagliafico's goal. As every good striker does, Alexandre Lacazette just trying to make sure it smashes into the back of the net. But it's Tolisso and Tagliafico with the goals. Lyon again looking to get themselves advanced over the halfway line. Good work from Luke Shaw to bundle Lacazette off it. Casemiro now just rolls it over the halfway line to Manuel Ugarte. Are we in for a marathon night in Manchester? Or can somebody find a winner in normal time? Garnacho there just not quite on the same wavelength as his United teammates as he skipped away down the left hand side. It will go out for a throw in to Lyon. Mason Mount is imminently on his way into the action here for Manchester United. That throw in from Lyon over at right back is won back though by Casemiro. Pressed up 25 yards from the Lyon goal. Good work from the former Real Madrid man. Now Ugarte. Best spell of possession really for about 15-20 minutes for Manchester United. This as they try and respond to those two hammer punches from Lyon. Casemiro there just shows his strength again against Fofana to find Fernandes on this near right touchline. Fernandes will dart in field, tries to get a cross in, and eventually Højlund can't quite keep that in play. It'll be a goal kick to Lyon. Legia Warsaw have retaken the lead away at Chelsea. It won't have too much effect on the overall result there. 2-1 on the night to the Polish side, but 4-2 on aggregate to Chelsea. They are marching on to the semi-finals of the Conference League. They'll face either Rapid Vienna or Djurgårdens. That's currently 2-2 on aggregate in Austria. Plenty of games going to the wire across both competitions, the Europa League and the Conference League. Maitland-Niles hangs that cross in from the right hand side. Good header from Diogo Dalot, just gets in there in behind Lenny Yoro to deal with it, but Fofana will keep it alive on the edge of the Manchester United box. Good feet there, and it's a foul by Ugarte and a free kick to Lyon. Nice little roll from left to right there by Ryan Cherki. As Ugarte stretches out a leg, he goes over. There's a set piece here, smack bang in shooting territory. There's a Lyon committee meeting going on as we tick into the final 5 minutes. Just slightly left of centre as it's being replaced here, and Lacazette and Almada have entered into negotiations. Lacazette, of course, who's taken the armband off Corentin Tolisso after he came on. It looks as if he is passing responsibility here to Almada. Now this is a big opportunity. Alejandro Garnacho has drawn the short straw as the draft excluder behind the Manchester United wall. Ryan Cherki might fancy a piece of this as well. Cherki and Almada over it. The referee just telling the Manchester United wall to step back as Almada goes for goal. And straight into the wall. It will spin up, and Fofana will try and win a throw in here off Diogo Dalot, and manages to force the Portuguese international backwards. He does get his throw in. Lyon pressed high up down this left hand side as Manchester United prepare for a couple of changes. Ugarte is off as he tries to rally the Manchester United fans as he makes his way off the field. His goal was the opener here tonight after just 10 minutes. Feels like a lifetime ago given what's gone on since. And Rasmus Højlund is the other name withdrawn. Mount and Mainu on. Højlund and Ugarte off. And interesting to see how Ruben Amorim sets up after those changes now without a recognised centre forward. Will it be Garnacho moved centrally? Probably. Nikate hurls the throw in into the penalty, headed back to the Lyon number 19 here just in front of the corner flag, and Mount will come over to put some pressure up. Cleared away by Diogo Dalot. Tagliafico just heads that back over the halfway line to keep Lyon moving forward. Tottenham are minutes away from a Europa League semi-final. It was Dominic Solanke first half penalty that gave them the lead in Germany. Single goal advantage on the night and a 2-1 lead on aggregate. As Ange Postecoglou looks to keep them alive in Europe. Ruben Amorim does exactly the same here in Manchester. Cherky drops really deep there to try and link up with the Lyon defenders, and Dorgu gets across to make the challenge and force a throw in favour of Lyon over in their right back position. 2 minutes of the 90 still to play here, plus whatever will be added on, and then unless there is a change, we are heading for extra time. Perry just helps that across his 6-yard box to Moussa Nikate. Now Tolisso dropping deep on the edge of the Lyon penalty box. Still time for a roll of the dice, or a couple of rolls of the dice for Lyon. There's Mainu, who's gone into that central position as the Højlund replacement. Dare I say that Manchester United are already playing for penalties? Could possibly be the case as Lenny Yoro is brought down there and he's burst forward from right back position. He's won a free kick for United in a really interesting position here, and that's a second yellow card for Corentin Tolisso. And if we do go to extra time, Lyon will be doing it with 10 men. He just gets the wrong side of Lenny Yoro there, and a clumsy run from Lenny Yoro, but he gets away from Tolisso. He just clips the Man United defender's heels. Now Tolisso is claiming that Lenny Yoro tripped himself up there. We are being shown a couple of replays here, and it is inconclusive to say the least, as Yoro gets away. Tolisso comes across him, and now I'm not certain that there's enough contact there for Yoro to go down via a foul. There'll be no VAR check on this. Tolisso's gone straight over to the fourth official to plead his case. But Lino Shudi has confirmed the red card. Tolisso makes his way off the field, and Luca Perry has dropped down inside his penalty area to try and waste a few seconds. Now, that is a twist. It just amps up the pressure on Lyon even more. Alexandre Lacazette has called an impromptu Lyon huddle inside the penalty area as Luca Perry receives some treatment. Looking to unite the team here. Tolisso makes his way off down the far corner of Old Trafford, and we will have 5 minutes added on here, edging towards the final whistles across the other games in the Europa League. Tottenham just looking to hold on for a few more moments to get themselves in the semi-final. Will there be 2 Premier League teams in the final 4? Manchester United have just been given a helping hand. And they've got a free kick here, 30 yards from goal, just in from this right-hand touchline, which Bruno Fernandes will whip in with aplomb and try and give the Lyon defence something to deal with. Just a one-man wall of Ryan Cherki in front of him. Curled in, near post by Fernandes. He tried to catch Luca Perry out, and he just pumps that behind for a corner. Just angles it around Cherki. It'll be a corner to Manchester United. 2 minutes of the additional 5 have been played. Nemanja Matic has just popped up behind Bruno Fernandes as part of his warm-up. Fernandes flings it into the penalty spot, headed away to the edge of the box, and Garnacho will try and hook it back in there, but Lyon clear it away. Thiago Almada wanted to try and release that early, but he was short on runners in front of him. Does well to keep possession for Lyon, though. An opportunity here now for Manchester United to just try and squeeze Lyon backwards and get to extra time. Give Amorim a chance to get some messages into his players. That red card has really thrown a cat amongst the pigeons, though. Free kick to Lyon. Lenny Yoro just steams over the halfway line and commits a foul. And it's full time at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea confirmed into the UEFA Conference League semi-finals. They would have to wait at least another half an hour, though, to find out their semi-final opponents. Rapid Vienna and Djurgårdens has gone to extra time. Fiorentina and Real Betis will be the other semi-final clash. That was already settled, but Chelsea are through. Lyon take the free kick, and it's rolled back eventually to Luca Perry. He'll fire that over the halfway line. Manchester United win the turnover, though, through Casemiro, and they won themselves a free kick again within shooting range here. Alexandre Lacazette has sprinted over to the referee there to plead Niakate's case, but it's a clear foul. It's gone straight through the back of Kobbie Mainoo. We move into the final minute of the 5 added on. United have a free kick. And Bruno Fernandes will be licking his lips over this one. Perhaps just a little off angle for a shooting opportunity. So Maguire, Yoro, Casemiro all up from the back. And he'll just try and angle this one in to that far post area. Fernandes crosses it in. Headed up by Maguire. Headed behind by Maguire. A goal kick to Lyon. And it is full time in Bilbao. Rangers are out. Goals either side of the break from Wihan Sonset and Nico Williams means that semi-final has been settled in terms of one team. The winners of this game tonight will be going to Bilbao for a semi-final at least. We won't make any final predictions at this stage. Tottenham into added time in Germany. Just over 2 minutes for Ange Postecoglou's team to dig in that one. Seconds to go here before the potential of added time, but Lyon have got one more chance. Cherki racing away down this left hand side, tries to feed it into Fofana, but it's blocked and away for a throw in by Maguire. We're beyond the 5 minutes that were originally signalled here, and Lyon might just have a few seconds to load this into the penalty area. Fofana will leave the throw in for the specialist Niakate. Both sides here look spent, but there's been a goal in Rome. Big drama for the home side. 2-2, and they've drawn level on aggregate with Bodo Glimt. 2-0 on the light and 2-2 on aggregate as Fernandes just tries to smash that into space to get Mount moving, but it's well dealt with by Tagliafico. So that game will be going to extra time as well. We have 2 ties heading for extra time, and that is confirmed here in Manchester as the referee Sandro Scherer blows his whistle on full time in normal time. A superb comeback from Lyon has added another chapter of woe to the Manchester United campaign. At the end of normal time here at Old Trafford, it is Manchester United 2, Lyon 2, and that makes it 4-4 on aggregate. We will have 30 minutes of extra time, where if a winner is not confirmed, we are heading for penalties. We're going to go for a quick break here on Flash Score. underway in extra time. Lyon, of course, down to 10 men. Corentin Tolisso dismissed just before the end of normal time. But it was second half goals from Tolisso and Nicolas Tagliafico that have dragged Lyon back into the match, overturned United's advantage and set us on course for another 30 minutes here. And of course, the potential of penalties. Huge tension here as Manchester United look to keep their season on track and their only chance of a trophy and European qualification for 2025-26. Elsewhere, as we said before the final whistle blew here, Athletic Club have progressed, so they will take on the winners of tonight's game. And Tottenham, 1-0 away at Frankfurt, are through to the semi-finals of the Europa League. They'll face either Lazio or Bodo Glimt, which has also gone to extra time. But Ange Postecoglou's Spurs are through to the Europa League semi-finals. Will Manchester United be joining them? The next 30 minutes will tell us everything we need to know, unless, of course, we go to penalties. The first couple of minutes here of extra time. It's been Lyon back in possession for the majority as Fofana wins a throw-in against Lenny Yoro over on that far right-hand side. Interesting that Paulo Fonseca has actually pulled Alexandre Lacazette into a slightly deeper role after that Tolisso red card to let Cherki and Fofana run beyond him. Maguire just sees possession back to Onana. Onana there just about kept in play by Dallo as he lofts that over to his right back. Mainu will keep it alive on the halfway line. No striker on the pitch for Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo acting as a de facto number 9 with Rasmus Højlund taken off. Garnacho will lead the charge away down the left-hand side for United. Stopped in his tracks though by Tasserman. Good run here from the Lyon substitute over the halfway line. Finds Cherki, who go back into Tasserman. And the pair have managed to link up again here, and United are all at sea as Maguire goes to ground. That's a foul on Cherki, and it'll be a caution for Harry Maguire. A chance here for Lyon, just in front of the corner flag down there, right-hand side. Maguire there just dives to ground to try and stop Cherki, and clear foul, clear booking for the former United captain. Cherki is just going to be checked over here by the Lyon staff. He took a blow to the head as he fell to the ground. Anybody not familiar with extra time, it's going to be 15 minutes followed by a very short break and another 15 minutes. There's no golden goal. We will go through the full 30 here. Paulo Fonseca and Ruben Amorim both out on the edge of their respective technical areas. Just waiting to see if there's to be another twist before the possibility of spot kicks. It's going to be Almada to come and take this set piece for Lyon. Cherki is helped back to his feet and makes his way into the penalty area. 5 minutes of extra time already down. Almada curls that one in. Good defensive header there from Casemiro. Fofana will pick it up over on the far left hand side though for Lyon, but he's quickly shut down by Mason Mount. It'll be a throw in to Lyon though. Be fascinated to see if Nemanja Matic is rolled on by you'd think as well. What a narrative that would be. Matic against Onana after their war of words before the first leg. And plenty to get through before then as Ainsley Maitland-Niles just runs into a spot of bother here as he tries to get forward from right back Bruno Fernandes, and Garnacho closing him down, but it eventually is worked back to Luca Perry. Long ball forward does eventually fall kindly for Lacazette inside the centre circle. He's got runners either side of him. Goes for Cherki down the right. He'll try and get racing at Patrick Dorgu, who cuts infield and just manages to feed that to the edge of the box. It'll fall kindly for Lacazette here, and he's stopped, anticipating the offside flag, which eventually comes. Fired it off target anyway, the Lyon captain. As that just sat up for Almada, 25 yards out from goal. Lacazette had already strayed beyond Maguire and Yoro. Routine call from the officials. Here is Bruno Fernandes inside the centre circle for Man United. Kobbie Mainoo. Now Mount. Back with Casemiro. Bruno Fernandes has dropped a little bit deeper after those changes. Mount and Mainoo are pushed up further. Casemiro will spin that out onto the right hand side, but it's a loose touch from Diogo Dalot and given away. Now Fofana will try and race away from Casemiro, and he does that, but good recovery from Casemiro on the halfway line, just gets a foot in and tries to go with the quick ball to catch Lyon out of sync, but Tassaman will track Dorgu all the way to the edge of the penalty area, roll back to Fernandes. And he's doubled up on down this left hand side, just tries to flick it into Garnacho, who does well to get a toe in there in front of Tassaman. Now Dorgu again, rolled into Garnacho. Good bit of defending inside the Lyon penalty area there from I think it was Almada who was all the way back there helping out. And there's going to be a couple more changes for Manchester United here as we move through extra time. Penalty. One candidate to take a penalty, you would think, as we all start to try and second guess Amorim. Nice ball up to the edge of the box there for Kobbie Mainoo, but he rather rushed his cross over to Mason Mount, and Lyon will clear it away. Throw into Manchester United though. Quickly taken right in front of the Lyon penalty area. Casemiro to Fernandes. Casemiro just tries to sweep that one into the penalty area, and it's blocked and behind for a corner to Manchester United. It's always such a strange sensation in extra time as both sets of players get tired and inevitably penalties start to creep onto the horizon. Very rare that a team or a player admits that they're playing for penalties, but that zip that we saw in the end of normal time has certainly dipped off in extra time. As Fernandes swings the corner in, Fofana helps it away on the edge of the penalty area. Gathered in by Lacazette. Now Almada. Can he find the quick ball out to get Lyon moving forward? No, he can't. Just runs into Fernandes over on that far left-hand side. And he's given away possession cheaply there. The Argentinian. Casemiro will take over here. Chance for United to try and build, but it's a good recovery there as Fernandes can't take it in his path. Lyon will burst forward here now. Mata's got space to get over the halfway line. Needs support. Gets it down this near right channel from Ryan Cherki. He'll force Shaw back into his own penalty area. Rolled across the 18-yard line. Fofana's got an opportunity here. If he can get a shot away. Forced wide by Casemiro. Really good bit of defending there from the veteran Brazilian as Fofana looked to pull the trigger. Eventually that'll be hauled back for a very, very delayed offside call. We are going to see those two Manchester United changes. Eriksen and Amas on. Patrick Dorgu is off for Amas. He'll go straight over to left back for Manchester United. The very recent academy graduate, just 18 years of age. And Alejandro Garnacho is the fifth alteration of the night from Ruben Amorim. Christian Eriksen comes on, and I think it's safe to say he's not going to be darting in behind anybody, so Ruben Amorim's plan is clear here. Confident in the players that he's got on the field, that if it comes to the crunch and penalties, they will have what it takes to knock Lyon out of this competition. 10 minutes gone in the first half of extra time. No change in the scoreline. Manchester United 2, Lyon 2, 4-4 on aggregate, as they both bid for a place in the Europa League semi-finals, where they will take on Athletic Club. So there'll be at least one trip to Bilbao for the winner of this game. Ernesto Valverde, of course, hoping to lead his team to a home final. The Estadio San Mamés confirmed as the venue for the showpiece game on May the 21st. Ange Postecoglou and Tottenham might have something to say about that as well. Through to a European semi-final, similarly to Manchester United, despite a desperate domestic campaign. Spurs march on in Europe. So we throw in here for Lyon in their right back spot, which Ainsley Maitland-Niles will step forward to take. Tottenham, of course, do have a fairly recent experience of going all the way in a European competition. They lost out to Liverpool in the 2019 Champions League final, but prior to that, you have to go all the way back, and I mean all the way back, to find their last semi-final. That was in the 1984 UEFA Cup, where they did go on to win the competition, beat Anderlecht in the final. Will that be a good omen for Ange? Here's Christian Eriksen, midway inside the Lyon half, just slightly right of centre, rolls it over to Dalot, who's up from right back, tries to steer it in towards Fernandes. That's an awkward one inside the box, but a sharp bit of defending eventually from Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Luca Perry couldn't make his mind up whether to come for that or not, and Harry Amash just crept in there unbeknown to Maitland-Niles. We've not seen too much in terms of attacking intent from either team in extra time. That was possibly the best opportunity we've seen. Here's Eriksen again, just posts that up to the edge of the penalty area, laid off by Fernandes. Amash flings the cross in, it'll go all the way over to that far right hand side. Casemiro keeps it in play for Manchester United. Now Lenny Yoro tries to dink it into the channel for Dalot to chase, and he'll win the corner. Or rather, he won't win the corner. Nikate went with him. Referee says no. It'll be a goal kick to Lyon. Nice disguise on the run here from Dalot as he just tries to feed that back across goal, but he lost his footing, and that is the correct call from the referee. So the final 2 minutes of the first half of extra time on a mammoth night in Manchester. 4 goals in Lyon last week, 4 goals here in Manchester. It certainly lived up to things for the neutral, but the heart will be racing for the thousands of Manchester United fans here at Old Trafford and the millions following this game all around the world, and not forgetting the loud and proud section of Lyon fans down at the far end of Old Trafford, hoping to see their side secure a famous win here at Old Trafford. To the final 60 seconds before we reach the interval in extra time. And Lazio have completely turned things around in Rome. 3-0 on the light against Bodo Glimt. They're 3-2 in front on aggregate here as Lyon try and get forward, and Fofana loses his footing on the edge of the box. It'll fall, and it'll fall to the feet of Ryan Cherki, and Lyon have turned it around in Manchester. What a finish! Right on the stroke of half time in extra time. Lyon 2 goals down at the break in normal time. 2-1, 2-2, 3-2 in extra time, and Manchester United are staring a European exit right in the face here. Buried by Cherki. The homegrown boy has come good for Lyon, as the visitor substitutes have raced onto the pitch to celebrate with Ryan Cherki as he bulleted that past Onana. Great play down that far left-hand side. This was all about Fofana up to the edge of the penalty area. Maguire can't touch him. He falls, and he just sits up perfectly for Cherki. And United are streaming back in numbers to try and lend a hand. And the coolest head in Old Trafford belongs to the young man. And possibly might have even been pulled back for a foul as Dalot goes through the back of Fofana. But Cherki keeps it together and buries that in the bottom corner. What a moment for Paulo Fonseca. That is the half-time whistle here in extra time. We're going to take another quick break, and we will be back in 2 minutes with the final 15 minutes of this blockbuster game in Manchester. 15 minutes for Ruben Amorim to save his season and prevent another miserable night in Manchester. Is Manchester United 4, Lyon 5. The French side, coming from 2 goals down here on the night, have put themselves within 15 minutes of a European semi-final place. And more importantly, from a Manchester United perspective, Ruben Amorim's season is 15 minutes away from being over. There'll be no European qualification unless this tie is turned around in what is remaining of the game. Lyon down to 10 players as well at the start of extra time. Corentin Tolisso sent off just before the referee blew the final whistle. But it's Ryan Cherki's goal in extra time that has got Lyon on the front foot and has Manchester United staring into the abyss. of a bottom half Premier League finish for the first time in their history, and no European football next season. Ryan Cherky's been substituted here, and he's been given more than a helping hand to get off the field by Luke Shaw, who's just shoved him off as Abner Benicius comes on. And the referee's gone straight over to Luke Shaw there to just tell him to calm down. Cherky is, of course, going to take his sweet time to get off, but he is off now. And Manchester United have us back underway. Here is Casemiro inside the centre circle. Everybody in the black and white of Lyon back in behind the ball, defending that line on the edge of the penalty area, forcing Manchester United to find something to prevent their season from sliding away. Here's Dalot, try and lift across in there from right back towards the far post, headed back across goal from Mainu, and Luca Perry will dive on that one and drop on that one. Harry Maguire is claiming there was a foul in there as that ball was delivered in from Dalot. Ainsley Maitland-Niles has dropped down, and the referee is just speaking to a few Lyon players here to remind them that he will not stand for gamesmanship. He knows they want to drag themselves over the line. I'm also sure that Manchester United are given a fair shot at fighting until the end. He's just fired long up towards the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Helped on by Lacazette. Fofana's gone down inside the penalty area. Penalty to Lyon! And Manchester United have imploded here. And it's a yellow card for Luke Shaw. Both himself and Lenny Yoro seemed to sandwich Fofana there as he raced on to that layoff by Alexander Lacazette. And just a little shift of feet from Fofana right on the edge of the penalty area. And it's Shaw that makes the contact. Fofana goes down, immediately appeals for the penalty. And the Swiss official, Sandro Sciarra, had no doubt. Based on the replay that we've just been showed, it does look that Shaw catches him. Fofana goes over. And Manchester United's slim chances of forcing themselves back into this most dramatic of ties now rests in the gloves of Andre Onana, as he faces Alexander Lacazette. United players are still protesting to the referee over the decision as Lacazette places the ball down. This could end United's season. Lacazette fires it into the bottom corner. Onana goes left, he goes right. And a stunned silence here at Old Trafford as Lacazette races to celebrate with the Lyon substitutes. The United players despondent after that setback. They've had chance after chance after chance to kill this game off. They allowed Lyon back into it in normal time. And now Tolisso, Tagliafico, Cherky puts Lyon in front. And Alexander Lacazette, the former Arsenal man, back to haunt Manchester United, may have just dealt the final blow to the Red Devils season. 10 minutes of extra time still to go. And it would take something monumental here for United to get back into this one. Shaw gets forward from left back, just tries to lift across into the box, and it's deflected out for a throw-in over on that far side. Bodo Glimt have pulled the goal back in Rome, so it is 3-3 on aggregate there. The winners of that tie will face Tottenham in the semi-finals, and the winners of this tie are heading to Bilbao to face Athletic Club. Shaw lofts another cross into the box, nodded down by Casemiro. Mainu will battle for that. It falls for Casemiro. Can he find a way through? He goes down. The Manchester United players scream for a penalty here, and this will be checked. Casemiro went down in a heap there as he just tried to force it over the goal line. And he possibly caught by Thiago Almeida. Almeida just swings a foot there as he attempts to clear it in. He just catch Casemiro on the edge of the toe. And Brazilian goes down and makes a bit of a meal of it though as the Manchester United players surround the referee. There is contact there from Almeida. And I think this could be given. There will be a VAR check. Fedi San and Christian Dinger earning their money this evening as the two VAR officials, Sandro Scherer with his finger to his ear. He's just receiving the instructions here, and we could have another twist. 8 minutes remaining of extra time. If United get the decision here, it will set us up for an almighty finale. All eyes on the official. And Sandro Scherer is being sent to the pitchside monitor to check this. And from what we've been shown, the images, there is contact. Almeida takes a swing right in front of his goalkeeper, and in his attempt to play the ball away, he does kick the bottom of Casemiro's foot. My spidey senses here are saying penalty to Manchester United. Big moment for Bruno Fernandes, and an enormous chance from nowhere for Manchester United to try and resurrect something from this game and from their season. Incredible. And it is a penalty to Manchester United. Thiago Almeida, the guilty party for Lyon. And United have their chance. It's been a shutdown performance from them in extra time. The hunch is that Ruben Amorim was confident in the experience of his team to get to penalties and get through, but a moment of quality from Ryan Cherki made it 3-2 in the first half of extra time, and then Lacazette, cool and crisp from the spot, made it 4-2 on the night. Can Fernandes bring United back in touch? Fernandes against Perry, and he scores. Fernandes, nerveless from the spot, the Portuguese international, and he'll get the ball out of the net and get away from Luca Perry. But Manchester United have got 6 minutes to save their season. Come at the hour, come at the man, Bruno Fernandes, yet again for Manchester United. His 17th goal of the season, his 5th in Europe. And time and again, when Man United have needed him this season, Bruno's been at the forefront, but they might need something else from him. As we go into the final minutes of a long night here in Manchester. There's going to be another change from Lyon. Nicolas Tagliafico is off. Paulo Fonseca just looking to box clever, and it's going to be the Croatian international Duje Kalatakar who is on. 4 minutes to go before we hit the 120-minute mark. Casemiro just tries to help that forward inside the centre circle. Lacazette can't gather it in for Lyon, and rather hurried clearance there from Luke Shaw gets it back to Andre Onana, and Lenny Yoro has been booked by the referee after that penalty. I'm not quite sure what that was for, possibly dissent as United rather aggressively tried to get the game restarted. Here's Shaw, forward from left back. It's only Lenny Yoro left back on the halfway line for the Manchester United outfield players. Andre Onana has pushed up 30-40 yards from his own goal. Bruno Fernandes will roll that to the edge of the penalty area. Harry Maguire has been dragged forward as an emergency centre forward for Manchester United, and he's gone down here. And the referee, for the second time in 3 minutes, has got a Manchester United penalty decision to make. And Harry Maguire just making a nuisance of himself here. Tries to roll away from Niakate. It looks as if the two players are pulling at each other here. Niakate does have a handful of Harry Maguire's shirt though. That's as plain as day as Maguire just tries to use his strength. There is pulling from both sides. You might possibly say 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, as Harry Maguire shows his shirt to the referee to underline the point that he was being pulled to the ground. That decision will not be reviewed by VAR. Still 3-1 to Lazio in Rome, as that game possibly looks to tick towards penalties. 3-3 on aggregate. That will settle the other side of the semi-finals. Tottenham through. Dominic Solanke's penalty away in Frankfurt, booking their spot in the final four. Goals from Sonce and Williams in Bilbao has eased Ernesto Valverde's team into the semis. The final 2 places will be decided here in the most dramatic of circumstances. Chelsea have learnt their Conference League semi-final opponents. Djurgårdens have got past Rapid Vienna. Luca Perry hurls that one over the halfway line to try and get some territory for Lyon. Manchester United win the tussle on the halfway line now. Here is Bruno Fernandes looking to drive United forward once again. Casemiro, space down that left-hand side. He's got runners outside of him. Luke Shaw will hoist it in, headed away by Mata, and Lacazette will lose out to Eriksen. Casemiro there again, brilliant from Manchester United's veteran Brazilian. Shaw will fling a ball in from left back again. Falls kindly into the box. Fernandes! Just beyond the post from Bruno Fernandes. Was that the moment for Manchester United's captain? Mata just couldn't get it far enough away for Lyon. And Fernandes sets himself up, but he just slices through the ball. And it flies well beyond Luca Perry's left-hand post. I have just been told that game, Rapid Vienna Djurgårdens, hasn't actually finished yet. Djurgårdens 4-1 up on the night, 4-2 on aggregate. There is a couple of minutes left to go, but be relatively confident that is the case. Djurgårdens will be facing Chelsea. Real Betis will take on Fiorentina, who will face Athletic Club in the Europa League semi-finals. Lenny Yoro just helps the ball back to Onana. United come again. Lyon getting everybody back behind the ball. They need Lacazette to go through the gears here and lend a hand to his midfield and defenders. As United come forward, Fernandes lifts that ball into the box. Good defending there from Lyon. Fofana back covering in front of his left back there to keep Manchester United at bay. We're into the final minute of extra time here as Fernandes thought about the shot from distance there, but he was immediately put under pressure from Thiago Almada, and that's good defending from Lyon over on that far right hand side. Just hoofed into the Manchester United half of the field. Less than 60 seconds plus whatever will be added on to go for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes just takes it up to the edge of the penalty area, helped on into the feet of Kobe Mainu. He's equalised for Manchester United! 4-4! What a turnaround again! Manchester United, dead and buried in this game, are back level again! 6-6! What a finale! And from a team that looked dead and buried, they are back! And seconds away from penalties. What a finish from Kobe Mainu. Fernandes right at the heart of it again. And a lovely little dink round the corner from Casemiro. But take a bow, Kobe Mainu. He keeps his cool here and just bends it into the far corner. No chance for Luca Perry. Incredible. Absolutely incredible for Manchester United. And we are now destined for penalties. 2 big fist bumps from Ruben Amorim. Absolutely amazing for Manchester United. What a night. Goals, drama, action, and we're not finished yet. 5 minutes added on. Will we have one more turn in this incredible night here at Old Trafford? Manchester United on the front foot again. Casemiro tries to knock the ball into the box. Harry Maguire is running for Manchester United. Oh my word! Manchester United 5, Lyon 4. Harry Maguire. Unbelievable for Manchester United. have stolen it in the most dramatic of fashion. And Harry Maguire, thrown up front by Ruben Amorim, has found the back of the net. Oh my word, Lyon are devastated. And the Manchester United fans here at Old Trafford cannot believe what they are witnessing. Sensational Harry Maguire has won it for Manchester United. Casemiro again right at the heart of it, just in that inside left pocket, floats it into the far post. Maguire peels away from Niakate. And Manchester United 4-2 down with 5 minutes of extra time to go. Bruno Fernandes from the penalty spot, 115 minutes. Kobbie Mainoo equalises on the night and on aggregate, 120 minutes. And 122 minutes gone. Harry Maguire has put Manchester United on the verge of a European semi-final. This is unreal. Now, Manchester United fans have been through the ringer here tonight, and the most unexpected happy ending could just be 2 minutes away. Lyon load the ball forward, and Arna's come a long way to make the punch there. And he's flattened Alexandre Lacazette inside the penalty box, and Manchester United will just clear it away over the halfway line. Some tired Lyon legs here. A bit of man-like for the entirety of extra time. They've given it everything. You scored 2 goals in extra time at Old Trafford. You might say you're entitled to think that you are the team progressing. But this Manchester United team have dragged themselves out of a hole. And Mason Mount just wins a really important free kick inside the centre circle there. And he's hauled to his feet and given a bear hug by Casemiro. Ruben Amorim screaming at his players to stay focused as Onana drops down to stretch out a bit of cramp. Harry Maguire will lend him a hand. And the referee here is just going over to make sure Onana is genuine in his claims. A huge hug between goalkeeper and manager there at the side of the pitch after Maguire nodded that in. This has been something else from Manchester United. A type of performance for a team bedraggled with a dreadful Premier League campaign. They have been down, out and buried. 5 minutes away from heading out of Europe. 2 goals down. They came back, they equalised. And Harry Maguire, former captain Harry Maguire, has headed them to within seconds of that all-important semi-final in Bilbao. Final seconds remaining here. Bodo Glimt have had a man sent off, and the full-time and extra-time whistle has just blown there, so that game is going to penalties. So Spurs fans will have to wait a little bit longer to find out who they face in the semi-finals. Manchester United only have seconds to wait to see if they will be joining their Premier League rivals in the Europa League semi-finals. Can Lyon produce something in these dying seconds on a simply unbelievable night in Manchester? The referee checks his watch again here. The Manchester United players are constantly asking as Tasserman just floats that into the penalty area, lofted and headed down. But Diogo Dalot will get across, and he does really well there to win a goal kick. He's absolutely giving it to the Manchester United fans behind the goal. There's tears for some of these United fans. They've been tormented for the majority of the night. 2-0 in front at the end of the first half, thrown away in the second half, and they've dug themselves into the deepest of holes in extra time. But a club that prides themselves on standing tall in these difficult moments, has done exactly that here and produced a European performance to match almost anything that most Manchester United fans will have ever seen here at Old Trafford. Simply sensational. And we are now beyond the 6th minute. There was only 5 added on, so it's all in the hands of the match officials here. Lyon need to get the ball forward if they are to have one last swing at this. A nervy moment there, but they do eventually get it hooked up to the edge of the penalty area, headed away, but it's only as far as Lacazette. Could work there from Eriksen to get back, and he really tidily deals with that. Mason Mount will just drive over the halfway line here. Anywhere will do for Manchester United now. They're just waiting, praying for that final whistle. A situation that would have seemed impossible even 10 minutes ago is now on the verge of being confirmed. Bruno Fernandes has been caught there and gone down. That'll add a few more seconds on. Ruben Amorim, despite the stress and the tension of the situation, like the rest of us, has got a big smile on his face because of the chaos that he has witnessed. And the chaos is over. Manchester United are through to the Europa League semi-finals. Their European adventure continues, and so does Ruben Amorim's chances of securing Champions League qualification for next season. The tail of the tape is a long one here at Old Trafford. Manuel Ugarte and Diogo Dalot putting United 2-0 in front on the night, cancelled out in the second half by Corentin Tolisso and Nicolas Tagliafico. Tolisso sent off just before the end of 90 minutes. Ryan Cherki bullets Lyon in front. Alexandre Lacazette from the penalty spot seemed to have Manchester United down and out. Bruno Fernandes had other ideas from the penalty spot. Kobe Mainu with a sensational equaliser. And in the final act here in Manchester, Harry Maguire, thrown up front to win the game for Manchester United, does just that. It is all over on a breathless night at Old Trafford. Full time, Manchester United 5, Lyon 4.
Put him under.